they can for them to run.
All right, we'll take our final break, come back, then toss it up to the booth for the broadcast right after this. Stay tuned.
Huh? Before and after pitch. Mr. Bro, how you doing? I got one. Yeah, they Huh? Number 1 to 28.
Hello? Uno, dos. No, okay, one. I'm on the color. Yeah, I'm the color guy. I'm the color analyst today. Hi, I'm John Madden. Oof and whap and wick and test. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. No, Donna's not up in the booth yet. Si, senor. Hi, this is Don Boyle coming to you from Field. Hello, test. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. We are 19 minutes away from Geek. Geek. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, all right. Mega Rooney? Is that what you just called her? Mega Rooney.
Here's our unprecedented 12 hours of live coverage of the CIAC football finals. Coming up next, Class M final between the Berlin Redcoats and the Hillhouse Academics. Hello and welcome back to Rentschler Field along with Sal Cintorino. I'm Glenn Contasello. We already had one game in the books here today. Ansonia wins Class S. We now move to Class M. The matchup between Hillhouse and Berlin. Let's first talk about Berlin, Sal. Now, their big running back, Justin Gombatz, hurt his ankle in the first round of the playoffs, didn't play in the semifinal match. He's not going to play here today either.
No, it doesn't look that way. And, last week they did it by, unison in the backfield, bringing guys in and out back there. So we're going to expect again today to see Scott McLeod, Kevin Main, and boy, too, Zach. Those guys, they did a great job last week. Ball control, moving the football. We need to see them do that same thing again today.
Well, one thing they did in their semifinal, they switched up their defense to try and stop the Western run, and they went to a 1-6 scheme, and it worked. There was thought maybe they...
Usually, May. It's probably just for the applause and things. That's probably why it's here.
Need a mic check down there or anything like that? Are you all set? All right. Okay. Okay. We're standing by. We're ready to go. We'll fool you.
Easy squeezy, lemon peasy.
Okay. Oh, yeah, the reeds. What do I do with those? So I can ad-lib them?
I got reeds, too, if you need them.
Okay.
Those are your game officials.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Give us a tweet. Tweet us.
Yeah, I'll give you a tweet. I'll give you a... Oh, God, what a ass kisser he is.
Your mother says that. Right? She did.
Who's... Oh, yeah? Oh. We do? Oh, we do.
Oh, yeah. I only have a half a X.
Yeah.
Good. I haven't heard a complaint, so that means they're pleased. Number 2, Berlin. Number 4, Hillhouse. Class M, correct? What's it? Glenn kicks it up to us, right?
Si, senor.
Well, am I going bald? Right there.
Not as bold as I am, but that's okay.
Yeah, I know. 10 minutes? Okay.
10 minutes?
All right. I tend to keep papers around that I don't even need. Hey, we're getting crowd noise. I like that. They're pumping it to us. Love it.
Well, we could open the windows. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I know. We could.
What's up, Joe?
I like the uniforms. They look good.
Nice and sharp.
Yeah.
What's that, Joe? Looked okay. Looked okay. Yeah, he told me the whole story. Yeah, I heard the belch, by the way, during the game. I said, oh, that's nice.
As long as the phone doesn't ring, that means we're all good down below.
I got to think we're going to do a national anthem here because I got a color guard out there. We're at 4:45 and they're going out for the toss right now.
No. You're still in programming, right? You're still in programming back at the station, right? Yep. Long. I'm barely awake. Manhattan.
Joe, there's 4 minutes on the clock.
Okay.
Way early. I mean, they've got to pull it way back.
Really? Whereabouts?
Hillhouse will be kicking to Merlin.
Nice.
No, it's 10. It's 5 minutes. We got to go live at
Looks like
2:30,
they're getting
right?
ready here.
They got the anthem first.
Do they know that?
Ladies and gentlemen,
He's telling them now. Well, they got to do national anthem.
and before the playing of our national anthem
Too bad.
by the Berlin Redcoat Marching Band, who's being assisted by the Hillhouse Junior ROTC Color Guard, I'd like to share some news with you today. Connecticut sports fans lost a legend today. I ask that we bow our heads.
Who are we kicking it down to sideline? Karen?
In remembrance of the
Oh, Tony, good job by you doing a moment of silence for the Dean. That's awesome.
No.
For 47 years, listeners to WTIC News Talk 1080 trusted Arnold Dean for all things sports. And today, for the final time, at the age of 82,
You are looking live at the Rent in East Hartford as CPTV Sports continues our unprecedented 12 hours of live coverage of the CIAC football finals. Coming up next, Class M final between the Berlin Redcoats and the Hillhouse Academics. Hello and welcome back to Rentschler Field along with Sal Cintorino. I'm Glenn Contasello. We already had one game in the books here today. Ansonia wins Class S. We now move to Class M. The matchup between Hillhouse and Berlin. Let's first talk about Berlin, Sal. Now, their big running back, Justin Gombatz, hurt his ankle in the first round of the playoffs, didn't play in the semifinal match. He's not going to play here today either.
No, it doesn't look that way. And, last week they did it by, unison in the backfield, bringing guys in and out back there. So we're going to expect again today to see Scott McLeod, Kevin Main, and Zach. Those guys, they did a great job last week. Ball control, moving the football. We need to see them do that same thing again today.
Well, one thing they did in their semifinal, they switched up their defense to try and stop the Weston run, and they went to a 1-6 scheme, and it worked. There was thought maybe they would do that here against Hillhouse, but we are being told they're going to go back to a 3-4.
Yeah, last week that worked really well for them. They basically put guys in a stand-up position and said figure out who's coming and who's not. Confused those guys and made it difficult offensively. This week they're going to be back in that 3-4. Defensively they've only given up at an average of 14 points a game, so they play tough defense. They're stingy. They make sure that they make you earn every single yard. So defensively we expect to see great things from those guys today.
Well, for Hillhouse, they did not make the playoffs last year. They retooled and regrouped on the offseason, and they're back in the finals, and they've got a dynamic duo in the backfield, Anderson Cooper, and we're not talking about the CNN personality. It's a couple of good young running backs.
Those guys together, they've really 3,000 yards almost they've gained this year. That's tremendous from two guys. You're not stopping one guy. Now you got to focus on two guys in the backfield. And when it's not those two guys back there, Javon Moore, he can throw the football. He's also rushed for about 250 yards. He can scramble well. He moves really well in the pocket. And when he has to throw the ball downfield, he can throw it deep.
Well, Hillhouse, because of those three players you spoke about, score a lot of points. They've scored 40 points or more 7 times this season. We could have a high-scoring game here. We might have a lopsided game.
Yeah, you know, when you look at Hillhouse, first of all, 10-2, 2 losses against Hand and Xavier. I mean, this team is really exceptional. And of those other 10 games that we're talking about, 3 of them are with a shutout. Defensively, they can be real stingy, and they can force you to do things you don't want to do. They come with a lot of pressure and make you do things that you're very uncomfortable doing. So I expect to see a real exciting game today.
Well, both these teams had an interesting track to this final. There you see Hillhouse in the semifinals defeating Montville, and of course Berlin in that win over Weston without Gombatz. They'll be without him again today. They'll have a running back by committee, and again, it worked in the semifinals. Do you think that will work here today?
I'll tell you, it's going to be tough. I mean, you know, this game today, if there's pressure, they know he's not in there. They're going to put more guys in the box. They're going to make it as difficult as they can for them to run.
All right, we'll take our final break, come back, then toss it up to the booth for the broadcast right after this. Stay tuned. Minute to us.
Here, let's do that.
We're looking at that camera.
Yeah.
All right, just let us know when we're clear off camera.
All of the state high school football championship games will take place on what will be.
All right, we're getting ready for kickoff. What do you think's going to win?
I like them both, but too many weapons in the backfield. Going with Hillhouse.
All right, let's go upstairs to our broadcast team, Don Boyle and Bob Joyce.
All right, great work by Glenn and Sal down below. Don Boyle, Bob Joyce alongside. Class M championship game. They covered it all down below, Bob, but I know you have your thoughts on this one between Berlin and Hillhouse.
Well, the big question is going to be if Justin Gombatz, Berlin's leading rusher, who sprained his ankle in the first-round tournament game, is able to go today. He took part in warm-ups. We'll see how much he plays and how much of a factor he is in today's game. But we know one thing about Berlin. They're very deep in the running back position.
They certainly are. They're very physical. Hillhouse, very physical team, too. Both teams can run the football. It's going to be interesting to see how this field plays out here today, Bob. It has been raining throughout the day. It's a little bit nippy outside right now, but I don't think the players are feeling that cold weather down below as we settle in for the opening kickoff. Hillhouse to kick it off to Berlin from left to right to get this Class M championship game going. It's going to be a good one. Looking forward to it. Javon Moore to kick it away. You'll hear his name all afternoon long for the Hillhouse Academics, Bobby.
Quarterback, he punts, he does it all. He is one of the 3 big play threats that they have, along with maybe the best running back duo in the state in Cooper and Anderson.
Back deep for Berlin, the red coach is Scott McLeod, the senior at 5'9", 140, as we're just about set for the opening kickoff. Class M championship. Hillhouse, the 4th seed. Berlin, the 2nd seed in this tournament. And it's going to be a fun one, folks. Looking forward to it. And here's the kickoff by Moore. And it drops down, picked up on a bounce by McLeod to the 20, to the 25, looking for a seam to the 31. He's hauled down there, and that's where they'll put it in play. 1st and 10. So the Academics, pretty good job on their special teams play. And the tackle made by James, a sophomore at 5'7", 185.
Well, we'll get our first look as you look at the Berlin starting lineup. You see Kevin Main and Scott McLeod, who filled in big time for Gombatz, and they're going to go up against a Hillhouse team that also has done pretty well defensively, particularly against a very physical Montville team.
Indeed, 20 interceptions for Hillhouse on the year and 16 fumble recoveries. And going straight ahead is Maine, and Maine with a very positive run takes a pile for about 16 yards and carries all the way out to the 47. So immediately we see some physical play from the red coat.
And that's going to be key in this game, Don, if Berlin's going to be competitive. They have to eat the clock, control the football. Their best defense today is going to be their offense to keep the speed demons for Hillhouse off the field. As we see a look at the replay, and again, it's right out of the Wildcat, straight Snap to Maine. He takes it right up the gut, and he's got some big guys up front that'll do some good blocking for him today.
So it's 1st and 10. Second play from scrimmage. And let's see what the Redcoats will do. They'll send a man in motion, and the run. McLeod going over the right side as they're picking on the left side of that defensive line for the Academics. That's another positive run of close to 7 yards into Hillhouse territory. So they're playing that physical game early on. And, Bob, you got some key points to talk about.
Yeah, shootout. Hillhouse averages close to 39 a game. Berlin 35, so you might see a lot of points today. Speed kills. Hillhouse 400 yards plus rushing per game, particularly Cooper, Anderson, and Moore. They can take that 5 or 10-yard play and turn it into a big play. And then the hiccup, Berlin was 7-0 in the top 10, and they lost to Platt, and then it became a reality check for the Redcoats.
McLeod took the pitch, goes right side, and that's another first down for Berlin here on their opening drive. So they're doing a pretty good job moving that ball downfield. Let's go down to the field to Karen, who's field side.
Guys, wet conditions down here on the field, but neither team is too worried about it after the snow and colder temperatures they saw earlier in these playoffs. I talked to Coach Dyer before the game. He told me his team's ready to play and that the field conditions wouldn't be a factor. They can play in anything. When I talked to Coach Capitais, he wasn't worried either, and he said his team's going to look to be balanced in their attack and control that line of scrimmage. Back to you guys.
Good job down below by Karen on the run out to the left side by Maine. Another positive gain of 5 yards. And right now, nothing fancy from the Redcoats as they pound it downfield on the opening drive here, looking for points against this Hillhouse team.
Yeah, just great power football by the Redcoats here, and they're very versatile. Haven't seen much of Mitch Williams at their quarterback. They've been running a lot of Wildcat here.
Williams, a 2-year starter at the quarterback spot. This is Kevin Maine. He's a senior. Takes a snap, goes right side, and he's met head on and driven down. First physical play we've seen from that Hillhouse defense coming up to make the tackle with Darren Horner. Not only is he very good defensively, but he's a mainstay on the offensive side of the ball for Hillhouse today.
As a receiver and also a mainstay in the classroom, Coach Tom Dyer in his 6th season tells me he's a 4.0 student. And that's always good to hear.
That's absolutely true. All right, 3rd down. Good 3 to go. Crucial play here for Berlin. And let's see what they do. McLeod will take the snap. Wants to go right side. Turns the edge and picks up the first down as he lowers the boom, as he lowered the shoulders. And he's down inside the 30 towards a 29-yard line against the Academic defense. Very impressive opening drive by Berlin. And it's really going true to form for what they want to do here today.
Yeah, a lot of right, too, running right behind Mitch Blanchett. Chris Musey, who's dealing with shoulder issues. He's already had it popped out twice, separated once in preseason and once in the pre-Thanksgiving game against New Britain. But he's got it taped up, and knowing that this is the final game, you know he's going to get everything he possibly can.
Redcoats coming in with a market 11 wins, just 1 loss on the year. Kind of a surprising loss to Platt Tech. Kind of woke him up a little bit. This is McLeod trying to drive through the middle, and he's brought down after the short gain. He ran right into the teeth of that defense of Hillhouse. Helping out was Andre Anderson, the senior, on the tackle for the Academics.
Now, one thing Hillhouse did against Montville scored the first touchdown of the football game. So if Berlin's to score the first drive, it wouldn't be a shock. And the way they're eating up the clock, I mean, we're playing 12-minute quarters here. We're already at 3.5 minutes on the first drive. This is a good sign for Berlin. Now, the question will be if they're able to maintain this during the course of the football game.
So now they have it 2nd down. About 7 to go. McLeod in motion. Pitch from Williams. McLeod going right side. Turns the corner to the 20 and spun around and out of bounds toward the 19-yard line. Another positive run. Anderson had to come up to shoulder him out of bounds. And if they spot it inside that 19-yard line, that's good enough for the first down. Indeed it is.
Scott McLeod has been terrific in the playoffs. 32 carries coming in for 271 yards in the 2 playoff games. And he also had 2 receptions. One of those, a 52-yard screen play that he took for 6 in their win over Weston. In fact, that was the touchdown that put the game away in their 21-7 victory.
Boy, they've already gained about 42 yards on the ground rushing the football. They have not put it in the air. They have it 1st and 10 down at the 18-yard line, that far right hash mark. Maine will work out of the gun. He'll take the snap with a running back, and he's met immediately and spun around by Terrell Fairweather, the only captain on the Academic side of the football.
Very physical, makes a lot of plays. Is their leading tackler coming in, had 111 tackles on the season. Tom Dyer loves him. as his middle linebacker. Just a good, solid, physical football player.
And just a wonderful young man, too. Had a chance to talk to him at the CIAC football luncheon held right here at Rentschler Field on Monday. And, boy, what a delightful individual to speak to, and very confident that his team will put on a very good show here today. Right now, it's Berlin putting on the show. Back to pass the quarterback. Williams wants to throw towards the end zone, and great catch by Maine, touchdown. Oh, a beautiful throw and a wonderful catch, and that's an 18-yard touchdown pass.
Perfectly thrown ball by Williams. He hits his guy in stride. That's Maine, who catches his second touchdown pass of the year, his 7th reception of the season, and a great start. As you'll see, Williams, nice tight spiral behind the defense, and Maine had to go up and get it over James Moore Jr. to get the touchdown.
Yeah, Moore thought he had pretty good coverage, but as you mentioned, that throw just absolutely perfect. Now the extra point try upcoming for the Redcoats as they try to add to their lead here. And the extra point try is no good by Amaslio. And, your score 6-0 Berlin here early in the opening quarter Class M championship game.
Wow. Did you see that kick? Was that? We never even got it off the ground. First 9 were runs. Last play was a pass.
All right, Redcoats with that very impressive drive downfield. They do miss on the extra point rather badly, but they have the 6-0 lead, and what a great start.
10 plays, 69 yards in 4.5 minutes, and on that drive, it was either Maine or McLeod. Every touch, whether it be a run or the pass that was thrown for the touchdown to get Berlin on the board. The extra point was missed. In fact, the kick by Lamaglio never really got up in the air. And we'll see how that comes back to hurt the Redcoats, or if it does.
Thank God we had picture. We didn't have to describe it. That was the nice thing about that missed kick right there a moment ago. Lamaglio will try to lop this one in the air, I am sure, unless he goes for the squib kick against his academic return team, which can be very, very good. They're a very speedy team. They might be the most physical team in this Class M tournament. When you take a look up and down their rosters, they certainly have some big guys on the academic side of the football, but they trail 6-0, and they will pooch it along, trying to stall that attack a little bit. It's taken by Horner, and Horner trying to escape trouble, comes to the near side, and he's grabbed and brought down by Maine at about the 37. That's a great tackle by Maine in the open field.
Good ankle tackle to drag him down, otherwise that's big trouble for Berlin. And as you see, Berlin's attempt to try to neutralize some of that Hillhouse speed, they go with the pooch kick for better coverage.
So the Academics' first touch with the football at their own 37-yard line. They've been in a couple of very interesting games this year, Bob. Perhaps the turning point for their season, in an odd sense, was that loss to Xavier where they had the gigantic lead and ended up losing 50-49.
Yeah, their 2 losses are to 2 teams that will, one team's already won a state title. That would be Xavier, as you mentioned, that comeback. And the other loss early in the season to Daniel Hand, who will play tonight against Windsor for the state title in Class L.
All right, let's see what they do now. Moore, the quarterback, will take the snap. They hand it off to Harold Cooper Jr., tried to go straight ahead with a little bit of a zig and a zag. That ball might have come free. Berlin indicating they come up with a fumble recovery. But let's see what the officials rule. They may say down by contact is Cooper, about a half-yard gain. You talk about Harold Cooper. I had a chance to watch him play his very first game in an academic uniform, and you knew he was going to be terrific.
Didn't follow the block of his fullback. He tried to cut it back in the middle, but too many red shirts there. And you mentioned the very first game. He's had 1,300 yards rushing his freshman year and the only touchdown in the championship game 2 years ago.
Against New London, a classic right here at Rentschler. Back the pass is Moore. He'll throw over the middle. It is caught, and on the run is Cooper. Nobody's going to catch him. Downfield, 10-yard line. That is a touchdown throw. And on the board, the Academics 62 yards later. We're tied at 6.
Simple pattern over the middle. Cooper catches it. They miss the tackle, and off to the races they go. That's the speed kills part of it, as Moore had time to throw it up over the middle. One missed tackle in the secondary, and Cooper is gone like that. And all of that work that Berlin did to drive the ball down the field, eat some clock, comes right back by Hillhouse. They take less than a minute, and they're an extra point away from taking the lead.
For Cooper, his 4th touchdown reception of the season, the extra point try to take the lead for Hillhouse. And the snap, the kick on its way, and that is going to be no good to the near side by Javon Moore. So we're tied at 6. Both teams missing their extra points. We're early in the opening quarter. We got a dandy brewing for you.
If they're able to start passing a ball like that, that's going to open things up for the running game.
Absolutely.
You know what? I don't know. They threw the ball a decent amount on in the game against Montville. They had a couple of big pass plays.
Yeah. Football, all about scoring points. Berlin has gone downfield and scored 6. Hillhouse counters with 6 early on here, Robert. This is going to be a good one.
Harold Cooper with his 3rd reception of the postseason and his 2nd touchdown. And big yards on this one, 62 yards, the pass over the middle. And we talked about speed kills. Berlin now, let's see how they respond to that quick strike of what Hillhouse just did to get on the scoreboard.
Javon Moore to kick it away from the 40-yard line. Again, back deep is McLeod. As Moore will step into the football, left-footed kick, and it's going to bounce towards the sideline, and out-of-bounds penalty flag will fly, and that's an infraction against the Academics.
Official today, the referee's Ed Rooney. Donnie Christopher, the line judge. Back judge is Frank Fidelli. Tom Morrissey, the umpire. Linesman is Tom Sportini. And Berlin will start at their own 35.
On the illegal procedure penalty on the kickoff going out of bounds. And, of course, you can catch CPTV Sports on the social media network. Hashtag CTHSFB. Facebook. Like us on Facebook, CPTV Sports. And, of course, on YouTube. Watch all the highlights there on youtube.com/CPTV Sports. And, of course, on the website. And here comes the throw. Williams at the near side. McLeod made the catch, but the play whistled to a stop as he had to go down to make the play at about the 32. So they lose 3 yards on that little swing out to the left side. It'll be second down and 13 to go.
That's one of the things on that little swing pass. If you don't catch it in stride and you're off balance and the ball's caught, you're usually going to end up with losing yardage, and that's what happened there.
Talk about McLeod, a very athletic player. He can certainly run it. 954 yards rushing coming into today's play. Has also caught 20 for over 300 yards, so a very talented player. They work out of the gun. And McLeod's going to go right side, and he got back a couple as he was brought down after a 2-yard run, setting up third down and about 11 to go here. So it'll be interesting to see what they pull off here on third down as Gillum in on the tackle for the Academics.
This will be their first third and long situation here in the ball game as we're down inside 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
Redcoats coming in, averaging about 128 yards passing on the season, rushing the football very good, 233 yards rushing the football, so they can get it done. Pretty balanced offense when you take a look at it.
When Williams passes, he's about 57% completion, and his touchdown-to-interception ratio is pretty good, 16-6.
Absolutely. Knows how to take care of the football. Overall, offensively, they did lose 11 fumbles coming into today's play. As see what happens here. Have not had a turnover yet. Second time of the football for Berlin. First time they had it, they marched down the field and they score in a beautiful pass play. Williams to Maine. Let's see what they do here on third down and 11. In their own territory at the 34. A little delay before they get started here.
It's the second whistle before they've actually snapped the ball. And we may have a timeout here.
Probably a big play here for Berlin. You don't want to give that ball right back to the Academics. At that quick strike offense that they showed here today. Of course, they have another game coming up after this one, Bob, and I know you're looking forward to it.
Daniel Hand of Madison, the number one team in the state, takes on Windsor in the nightcap of the triple header.
That's going to be a dandy in Class L. should be terrific. Williams will work out of the shotgun. McLeod in motion out to the right. Rolls right. Williams looks, wants to throw on the run. Nearly picked off, and then it's dropped. It was thrown right into the hands of Kyle Young, but he couldn't hold on. I think his vision was probably obscured by the defensive player for the Academics out there who nearly picked it up. That was Horner.
Yeah, Horner was in the right place at the right time to be there. Went right through his hands. In fact, after the play stopped, he bent down, and he's a little disgusted as he pulls off the chin straps off the helmet. A little bit of anger saying, yeah, I probably should have had that.
But the good thing, it's going to force a punt from Tyler Bouchard, the tight end plus punter, also plays defensive end, just got the kick away. It was nearly blocked as rushing on in was Maddox. Ball's going to be picked up on the bounce and returned about a yard downfield, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Academics. Kind of interesting there. They made that decision to try to return that, and they were able to hold on.
Well, it was a good decision by Andre Anderson. As you look at the starting lineup, Anderson being the other back to complement Cooper, over 3,500 yards rushing between those two. And Fashionette Adair is the fullback. And then, of course, you've got Horner and Rouse as the receivers. Big guys up front. Some of the offensive linemen, of course, up front. Blanchett, Rodriguez, Bouchard, Zach, the fullback, plays. And Tiranzoni. Interesting story about Tiranzoni. He got his first carries of the year last week offensively as part of that 199 yards rushing they had in the semifinals.
Run out to the left side. Not much going on. They move it out to about the 35, maybe the 36-yard line with a spot of the football as Idera, the ball carrier, fullback, getting the chance.
Back to your point on the punt return by Anderson, the ball bounced, but it bounced right to him. If you're going to get that kind of bounce, you want to make sure you're able to take that and get positive yardage, because if you let it go, you're starting down maybe closer to the 25 to the 20 as opposed to the 35.
Riles goes out to the left side. Couple of receivers left right now in this formation. Quick snap. Pitch comes right side. Cooper catches. Dancing behind the line of scrimmage. Got a block. They move it upfield, and Cooper out towards the 40. Thought we might see a flag on that block. Looked like it might have been from behind, but Academics get away with it, and the ball out to the 40-yard line. So Cooper able to dance out of trouble, make a positive run.
Good pursuit by the Berlin defense. Idera, as you mentioned, the one with the block, but Cooper with that little quick step inside as he shakes the defender, Woda Zach, and is able to get third and manageable yardage out to the 40-yard line.
That was Idera with that block, and he might have got away with it. So it's 3rd down and about 4 to go from the 40-yard line. I backfield behind the quarterback Moore. Moore with a long count, takes a snap. They throw it out left, they throw it high, and it's incomplete. Intended for Horner. It sailed over his head, and it'll be 4th down for the Academics. And let's see if they'll punt it away. As Javon Moore, the quarterback, also the punter.
Airmailed the pass. If that was a complete pass to Horner on the lateral, the little bubble screen as they refer to it, Horner with good speed probably would have gotten the 1st down. But to no avail. And it's 3 and out for the Academics. So each team now, after a score, comes up with a defensive stand.
Actually placing the ball down now at the 37-yard line. McLeod goes back as a single safety. It's a high snap, knocked down by Moore and got the kick away. That was just an athletic play, and it's going to take a bounce inside the 30, a favorable roll down towards the 20, and it's touchdown there. So near disaster turns into a positive punt. It'll be 1st and 10 for Berlin.
It's a good thing the Red Coats did not put pressure on that punt, because Moore would have been in big trouble, but he turned around, kept his poise. That's part of the deal with playing as long as Moore has. I mean, he's a 3-year starter at quarterback and able to get off a good punt, and he got the good roll. They must have moved the ball back to the 37 because that pass must have been ruled a backward lateral as opposed to a forward pass.
Absolutely. 43 yards on the punt, by the way, and you also saw a quick look at Tommy Dyer, the head coach of the Academics, not too pleased with his special teams play. This is Maine out of the Wildcat, goes right side and sails for about a half a yard, maybe a yard, to the 21-yard line. Brought down by a couple of players defensively for the Academics. Simpson helping out on the tackle for 1.
Hillhouse back in the finals. This is their 6th appearance in the final. They're 4-1 all time. In fact, they've beaten Berlin a couple of times. In fact, the year they won, they were the 8th seed. They beat the top seed Berlin in the 1st round en route to the state championship. And Berlin, you know the story with them, a rich tradition of football there.
McLeod fights for some tough yardage out towards the 24. Coming up to make the tackle was James Moore. He's been active defensively already for Hillhouse here today. It'll be 3rd down, and interesting situation here for the Redcoats as they need about 6 for the first down. They must reach the 30-yard line. You see that run again by McLeod there, Bob.
McLeod and Maine are going to carry the load. It looks like Gombatz is not going to go today. He was out there in uniform during warm-ups, has that left ankle taped, but apparently not able to go. So the depth of Berlin's running game will certainly be tested, and Maine and McLeod have done a good job thus far.
And we're going to get a timeout. Looks like Berlin will call the timeout here, talk things over, faced with third down. And a good 6 to go for the first down. Not a bad timeout. You don't want to make a mistake in your own territory in a tight game like this here in the opening quarter, tied at 6. So 2:27 remaining in the quarter.
No, and Don, as we've seen in the first 2 games played thus far in the finals, turnovers have played a role or lack thereof execution. Take, for instance, in the first game we had today between North Branford and Ansonia. North Branford was going in for the potential tying touchdown. A receiver caught the ball, somewhat bobbled it, and then dropped it. If he hangs onto it, it's 6 points and maybe momentum shifts. The very next series, Ansonia goes for that little bubble screen. They get 2 blocks on the outside, and a guy's going down the field for a big gainer and a touchdown to turn the momentum into Ansonia's way. Boy, Ansonia looked awfully good today.
Yeah, they always look good, don't they? Yet another state championship for the Chargers and head coach Tom Brockett, one of the most intensified coaches I think I've ever run across. He doesn't care what the score is. You're playing hard to the bitter end. So there you go. I think all the coaches probably have that makeup, at least the championship coaches.
No, the same thing can be said for Berlin with their long tradition. I mean,
that's right.
Coach Capodice, he was a player here at Berlin. A lot of these players, their dads or uncles played football at Berlin High School.
Yeah, terrific tradition. Play their home game, Sage Park, on the draw. Williams trying to pick up the first down yardage, and he does. That's a great play call. Coming out of the timeout, and the Redcoats pick up the first down. Mitch Williams carries straight ahead.
Just his 12th carry of the season for the quarterback, drawing the well-executed play by the Redcoats to get a first down.
Redcoats, of course, play out of the CCC, Division III East, where they finished second to Platte Tech. 3-1 mark in conference play. Let's see what they do on 1st and 10. McLeod will take the snap, trying to go right side. Meets resistance across the 35 and towards the 36-yard line. And again, the Academics pretty good pursuit on the ball carrier, but not until he gained about 6 yards.
Right now up front, the ability for Berlin to be able to get positive yards, perhaps wear down this Hillhouse defensive group. And, of course, up front for both teams, and you can say this, both teams have guys up front that are two-way players. Their physical conditioning has to be pretty good to be able to do that, and particularly in this kind of game where it's very intense, and it right now just has the feel that this game is going to be close right throughout.
Second down 5, Maine off the handoff from Williams to the 40, and he's brought down. Good second effort, moved it to about the 41. They keep it alive. They never blow the whistle down below. And let's see where they'll spot the forward progress to about the 41. It's going to be third down and very short here. You know, talk about the offensive line of Berlin, led by Anthony Dong, their center. I mean, he's been snapping it correctly, and the offensive line, especially on that right side, doing the job. We'll see a good example of that here, Bob.
Handoff to Maine, follows his blockers well. In fact, Mitch Blanchett was looking for somebody to block on that play as McLeod went right by him.
Blanchett 6'2", 300. Maybe that's the reason why you stay out of his way. They need short yardage. They hand it off. Did they get it? As they must move it to about the 42 is its name here in the entire state of Connecticut football.
And it's going to be, maybe an inch. Maybe 2. I mean, you're looking, missed, the old Don Adams saying missed it by that much. But I would think you'd go for it here.
Yeah, I would think so. They'll place it down at about the 42-yard line. They need inches. Great look, great work by our camera crew down below.
Great work by all the production crew. I mean, this is a long weekend. You had 1 game last night, 3 games today, and not a lot of sleep for a lot of folks here. So great job by our crew all day here on CPTV Sports.
Looks like they might go for it. They'll put the quarterback. Williams under center. McLeod goes in motion. Pitch to McLeod. Slipped a bit. Regains his balance. Picks up the first down. A stranglehold will bring him down to about the 44-yard line. Boy, I'll tell you, that was a tough tackle right there.
Darren Horner with the stop. Good quick executed hitter by the Redcoats to get their 7th first down. here of this first quarter, as we'll take a look at it again. Williams just with the quick pitch. McLeod lucky. He stumbled coming out of the backfield, but forward momentum got him across for the first down.
Warner coming up from that cornerback spot to try to close things down, but not in time. Good spot out to the 45-yard line, and looks like time will expire here in the opening quarter of play. A good one. Berlin scoring first on a touchdown throw as Williams found Maine, and back came the Academics as they scored a touchdown throw of 62 yards as a beautiful throw by Javon Moore to Harold Cooper. Tied at 6 through 1. Welcome back here to Rentschler Field. Overcast skies, rather dank. Late afternoon, tied at 6 through 1 quarter of play. If you're just tuning in, the Berlin Redcoats, guess what? In the red uniforms, and that's Maine going left side against the Hillhouse Academics, and takes a pile out towards the midfield stripe on the first down carry. And again, a good average on first down, Bob, as they get about 5 on the carry.
Yeah, that's going to be key for Berlin to leave you from getting second and third in long situations. Numbers in the first quarter. Berlin 7 first downs to 1 for Hillhouse. Now, granted, Hillhouse has had 2 plays for a touchdown and then a 3-and-out. Rushing yards 78-5 in favor of Berlin. Passing yards 62-15 in favor of Hillhouse. The total yards right now with Berlin on this drive 93-67 in favor of the Redcoats.
Time of possession, as you mentioned, in their favor also. So game really going according to the game plan you devised for them, Bob. If they had time of possession in their favor, they have a good chance to win.
Yeah, I wish I took credit for that, but nothing doing there, Don.
Maine nearly tripped up, but travels deeper into academic territory down towards the 43-yard line before he's finally spilled. And they'll have it another first down for the Berlin Redcoats as they continue to chew up yardage here.
Lights are on here at the Ren as they have been all day long, and they're just getting good yards and chunks here. There's not a big hitter here or there. They're getting 5 yards here, 7 yards here. It's just good clock management, well executed, good blocking right now for Berlin.
Kevin Maine, smart young football player too, the senior. They work out of the gun. Little play action, run right, and twist it around is McLeod. Coming up to make the tackle was Terrell Fairweather, the linebacker for the Academics, but not until he reached the 39, maybe the 38-yard line with the spot of the football. Another 5-yard run.
Yeah, Berlin right now just doing a good job at 8-1 in the first down department. As we're about a minute and a half into quarter number 2, and a 6-6 tie here as the Redcoats matriculating the ball down the field.
Oh, I like that. Williams going straight ahead. He's met and falls forward down towards the 35-yard line. All right, down field side. Karen, once again, what do you got going?
Guys, Coach Capodice is meticulously managing his sideline over on the Redcoats sideline, trying to find a way around this Hillhouse defense. He's very vocal in between every play, reminding his team to take control of the game and to go for it. Guys, back to you.
A way around that Hillhouse defense. Go right at him right now, Bob. It's working.
Yeah, right now the offensive line winning the battle up front.
Third down and short. Very tight set. McLeod going left side, and he's able to slither through a slight hole and pick up the first down, I am sure. That means he probably didn't, as Simpson made the tackle on him.
Tino Simpson, senior defensive lineman, coming in today with 78 tackles. And yes, McLeod's lunge able to get the 9th first down for the Redcoats here in this first half.
I like the way McLeod has that ability to kind of make himself a little small and get through those holes, a little sidestep to get downfield.
Well, size isn't everything. I mean, as long as you run hard, that's the biggest thing in high school football. If you're able to run hard, it makes up for whatever deficiencies you have. And obviously, between the two teams, Hillhouse it with the more speed. But if you run hard and you run with power, that work in the weight room certainly pays off.
Boy, time of possession amazing. Academics have held it just 2:33, Bob, and they've already played nearly a couple minutes here into the second quarter. Berlin doing the job. They have it, 1st and 10, fresh set of downs to the 34-yard line. Williams back the pass, has protection, throws it out left, wide open receiver, bobbled and dropped by McLeod out in the left. Javon Moy had the late coverage on him. McLeod just couldn't hold on. That might have been 6.
Came out of the flat. It would have at least gotten him inside the 15-yard line. Not sure if McLeod took his eye off the football or not, realizing he had some room to run, but couldn't come up with the play. And it'll be 2nd and 10 as we look at Williams. Good, well-thrown football. No, he did turn his head. He turned his head just as the ball was getting there, thus the drop.
Yeah, and he also let the ball get in on the shoulder pads, too, there a little bit. Absolutely. So a tough break right there for McLeod and company. 2nd down and 10. Triple threats come to the near side, 2 to the left. Williams on the draw, through the middle, and he's able to scrape his way down towards the 25, falls inside the 25 towards the 24-yard line, and very close to the 1st down. Boy, Williams making some good, quick decisions here in this opening half.
He is, and I like what Berlin did there. They spread the field with 5 receivers. It's the first time we've seen that look today, and Williams able to call his own number with the defense spread out, able to find a hole up the middle and to turn a 2nd and 10 into a 3rd and 1.
So they come up to the line of scrimmage. Williams will work under center. Big fullback in that backfield, wings left and right. They'll hand it off Maine, and on the scissors, they give it right back to McLeod, and he picks up the 1st down to the 23-yard line. So well-designed play as they had the 2 wings in that formation and got them both involved, and coming up to make the tackle was Anderson.
So many different looks Berlin has thrown in Hillhouse's way. Now, give credit to Hillhouse, too. They've been able, for the most part, to stay with their guys, but with so many looks, that means film study becomes awfully important in the week preparing for the game.
Undercuffler goes wide to the left side, the only wide receiver in the set. They send Maine in motion out to the left. Williams takes a snap, he's back to pass, looks left, and he throws and sails it a little low that time. There was no air underneath that one intended for McLeod. Again, wide open in that left flat out there.
Yeah, somebody for Hillhouse missing an assignment. That's the 2nd time in 4 plays that McLeod's been open. This time, though, Williams a little underthrown as you see McLeod going into that sliding mode like a baseball player, making the slide at second base, unable to come up with the catch.
McLeod thought he should have come back to that football, made the catch if you looked at his late reaction there, so he's into it here. Another tight set being showed by Berlin as they show some power. Very difficult to defend. No wideouts in this set. 2nd down, 10. Williams wants to throw out left, go after it again, and they find Bouchard, and Bouchard, the tight end, down towards the 12-yard line for the 1st down. So they scrape him across the middle of the field here, Bob, and they find him.
Coming off the right side, able to cross the field on a crossing pattern, his 31st catch of the season. Able to get another 1st down for the Redcoats, their 11th. As he makes the catch, goes up the sideline, and pretty good stiff arm as he tries to escape Paul Riles III.
Yeah, Paul Riles took one right in the kisser, didn't he? Oh. 1st down and 10. For the Redcoats, looking to take the lead. They led 6-0. Academics tied it at 6. This is Maine going straight ahead, breaks off a tackle, spins off the tackle attempt by Cooper, and finally a gang will bring him down towards the 9-yard line. Well, he invited 1, 2, and then the whole gang came after him there.
Good gang tackling by Hillhouse. Maine very elusive, very tough. Maine, one of those guys that has stepped up not only defensively, but he's at 156 yards rushing coming into this game, into the playoffs. And today, so far, that's his 9th carry. He's right around 40, 41 yards on the day so far.
Yeah, he's had a terrific opening half of football. Very impressed with his game plan put together by Berlin. As they now have it, 2nd down. And about 8 to go for the 1st down. They can get a 1st down at about the 1. They pitch it right side McLeod, and McLeod will take a pile down toward the 5-yard line. Tumbling down over top with Simpson, trying to make the tackle on him. Boy, I tell you, they've been tough to bring down here. James Moore also helping out on the tackle.
Dante Vassie, part of the offensive line for Berlin, able to move the pile down the right side, and Make it a very manageable 3rd and 4. Berlin can get a first down without getting a touchdown.
Yeah, Rodriguez doing the job, too, at that left tackle spot. Blanchard, you mentioned Blanchard's play off the right tackle. He's been terrific. Mucci and Bassi also helping out at the guard spot. Gone to center, will snap at the main. Fights towards that goal line. No indication yet. The officials have not put the arms up. They'll spot him down shy of the goal line there, Bob. Just inside the 1. It should be first down and goal to goal, I would imagine, from this point of view.
Yeah, they've taken the ball to the right side quite a bit. And how about this time? They've already taken half the second quarter off the clock. Hillhouse hasn't touched the ball probably close for, 8 minutes? That's pretty impressive.
Absolutely. It's been a while. It's amazing. The time of possession about 15 minutes, and I'm just being approximate with all this, to about 2.5.
This will be the 20th play of the drive.
Wow. First and goal to goal. They hand it off and try to go straight ahead as the fullback, Zach, and he's in for the touchdown. And the Redcoats will take the lead at 12-6.
3rd touchdown of the year for Woodis Zach. Just straight power football right up the gut. And over the goal line for the touchdown. What a terrific drive by the Redcoats. Just the way they wanted to draw it up. Great time of possession. They go 79 yards, 21 plays, and they take over 9 minutes. There was 3:40 left of the clock in the first quarter when they got the ball.
Absolutely incredible. Now they go for the extra point try. They miss on their first extra point try. Maglio will attempt it. McLeod to hold it, and that kick is on its way, and
got a flag on the play.
Flag down at about the 3-yard line. So officials did not put their arms up because of the flag to the near side. Let's see who it's against. Looks like might go against the Academics because Berlin's bringing in their quarterback, Williams, and it looks like they may go for 2 now.
Yeah, Hillhouse was offsides on the call. So they bring in the offense, and they're going to try to get the 14 with the 2-point conversion here.
All right, Maine. Looks like he'll take the snap. And he will. Comes right side and try to burrow his way in for the 2-point conversion. They say no. Stop shy. So the Redcoats will come up empty on the extra points try, and they have a 12-6 lead right here at Rentschler Field. Second quarter play, Class M championship.
You mean total for the game? I can get it.
Redcoats very pleased with their game plan as we take a look at their sideline. They lead Hillhouse by the score of 12-6. An impressive drive moments ago. One of the finest high school drives I think I've seen in recent years.
Wow, just 9 seconds shy of 10 minutes. And here's the telling number in this game so far, Don. Time of possession, 15:38 for Berlin, 2.5, 2:33 for Hillhouse. That's a great way to keep a explosive offense off the field.
That explosive offense will get the ball back in a moment here. Hillhouse has had 2 possessions. They scored on one of their possessions, had to punt it away on the second, and then that lengthy drive a moment ago by the Redcoats. And a 12-6 lead. Boy, did they chew up time. That was just a physical drive downfield, too. A couple of pass plays. Biggest play might have been to the tight end.
Yeah, that was their longest play of the drive. That little pass play over the middle for the first down. I mean, otherwise it was 3, 4, 5, 6 yards at a time.
Cooper, the lone safety, back at the 30-yard line. They don't expect him to kick it deep, and they try to out-kick the kick return team. It's knocked around. Horner will take it. Horner coming across the field to the near side, trying to turn that corner. Could be trouble if he does. He's to the 35-yard line. A straight arm, and he kite ropes that sideline and brought down to the 44. He steps out of bounds. So an exciting return as he got about 26 yards on that effort. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Academic.
You know what this game reminds me of a little bit? If you're old enough to remember, Super Bowl 25, the explosiveness of the Bills against the power of the Giants.
Sorry, I'm not old enough, Bob.
Yeah, I think not. Fastenat with a good block to get Horner going up the left sideline, and able to tiptoe the sideline, and a great start field position-wise for the Academics.
Corner will go wide to the right. Receiver comes near left side. And the handoff as they give it to the wingback coming to the near side, trying to make a move and fighting for yardage. Straight ahead goes James Moore. Good run by Moore there to gain a couple. Maine had put a shoulder into him. He was able to shrug that off, and he got a couple yards out of it, close to 4 yards.
Right now, Hillhouse just needs a good, prolonged drive to keep whatever defensive players that they have on the bench able to get a blow here. They need to eat some clock and need to answer what Berlin just did.
Yeah, the difficult thing for the Academics, a lot of these guys go two ways.
Right.
Javon Moore to work under center. And Moore's going to run the option. The pitch to Cooper. Cooper has running room. He's inside the 40 and all the way down towards the 35-yard line. Well-designed play and a good pitch by Moore, and Cooper using that speed. They'll move the chains.
And more importantly, too, he got close to the tacklers. He didn't step out of bounds. He just tried to push the pile forward to get a couple more yards. And they're already down to the 35 of Berlin, as it was a just perfectly executed pitch. And then you see the moving of the pile by Cooper. Only a junior, already getting looks from BC, Pittsburgh, Temple, Maryland.
The list is a lot longer than that. Another pitch near side. Cooper inside the 30, slips and now powers his way with that shoulder down towards the 21, and that will move the chains again as he got about 14 on the carry to the near side. Couple of guys coming up and trying to slow him down.
See a couple of the scuff marks where Cooper was right along the sideline, about the 28-yard line, as he was able to put the brakes on, and Berlin's going to take a very much-needed timeout here as Hillhouse having their way right down the field, quick strike offense, and they're in position to score again as we look at the replay of the play by Cooper.
Berlin continues to lead it by the score of 12-6. Well, tune in to CPTV Sports every Thursday night at 7 p.m. for Game Time, hosted by Joe Zone and John Holt, featuring interviews with coaches, players, sports writers from across the state and comprehensive analysis on the Connecticut sports scene. They'll have a lot of analysis on this game. They're both here today, Bob. I saw them both.
Yeah, I think they're coming on at halftime Thursday nights at 7 right here on CPTV Sports. At least that's what Joe told us before the game, that supposedly they're the guests coming up at the half.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I want to listen to their insightful comments. And I know they'll have all the highlights tonight.
Tell you what, they've gotten a lot of chatter about the Beyond the Beat show they had with Mike DeMauro and Jeff Jacobs this week on the high school finals.
I think they...
Yeah, it was right here.
That
yep,
right
it was
here,
here.
Didn't it? Yeah. At Rentschler Field. 1st and 10 for the Academics. Looking for an equalizing score here on their drive downfield is Javon Moore around the right edge. Brings it down towards the 16-yard line before he's stopped in the play. A couple of redcoats into the tackle. Tyler Bouchard for one. Bouchard with 56 tackles coming in, and also an interception from that defensive end spot.
Cooper up to 37 yards rushing on just 4 carries.
They pitch it right side. Anderson, and it's going to be brought down. That's a great play in the backfield by Terenzoni. You mentioned Terenzoni's ability to come up big, and he does for the Redcoats right there.
Terrific pursuit on the play to the right, able to get Anderson the ankle tackle. Might be the first loss of yardage for the game for the Academics. Fights off the block of Horner and makes an outstanding tackle for the Redcoats.
And how difficult is it to bring down Andre Anderson? He only has 1,270 yards rushing coming into today's game. That doesn't happen too often.
No, that's for sure. Now Hillhouse is going to take a timeout here with 3.5 to go before halftime.
You know, the way this game has progressed, this is a big, big play for Hillhouse because Berlin's controlled the play, showing the ability to finish drives and put points up on the board. So what happens? You know, you don't punch it in if you're Hillhouse, and all of a sudden the Redcoats with that chance to take a 2-touchdown lead. So this is a very important play call coming up, and you would imagine Tom Dyer and company might be thinking, let's take 2 plays to pick up this first down if we need to do it. It's 3rd down at about 12. They're certainly not going to punt it from where they are if they fail on 3rd down.
No, they had a manageable 2nd and 5 before the loss of 7 and the great tackle by Terenzoni. They don't throw the ball a ton. We've seen the touchdown pass today already. Moore's able to do it, being a 3-year starter, and he's got some good weapons, and it's kind of ironic that his top 2 receivers, while Horner has 11 catches on the year, so does Anderson, and Cooper's actually the leading receiver with 15 now after the one he caught for the touchdown.
That was a beautiful catch and run, some 62 yards for the score. Berlin leading it here, 12-6. As you can see, about 3.5 minutes or so remaining till halftime. Stay tuned for the outstanding halftime show as John Holt and Joe Zone will join the boys down below. They pitch it left side to Cooper, looking for a block. Turns inside the block to the 20. Cracked down, fumble football. Redcoats may have come up with it, and they do. Oh, there was a gigantic hit on Cooper, stopped in his tracks, and Berlin will come up with a fumble recovery.
Third fumble of the year for Harold Cooper. They went the pitch to the left, a good pitch, a couple of good blocks. Let's see who made the hit. McLeod with the hit that forced the fumble. And then you see Berlin with the recovery as well. I think also in there on the stop was Vasi with the initial hit in the line there. There were 3 red shirts there. Tiranzoni with the recovery for Berlin.
Wow, I tell you, that was a gigantic hit, wasn't it? On Cooper. 1st and 10, Berlin. Let's see if they can cash in now. Pitch it left side, that's Maine. Maine able to chew up some yardage. Again, another positive run on 1st down out to the 23 or so. You got close to 4 yards, 2nd down and 6 to go. If my math is correct, you do that 3 consecutive plays, 4 yards. That's a 1st down. They've been doing it all game long.
Well, that would be the reason why they went 20 plays and 80 yards. Now they'll have to go 81 yards to try to get a touchdown here before halftime as the clock moves. And, there's going to be a little more urgency here for Berlin here. If you're Berlin, you don't want to make that mistake going into the locker room at halftime. If you just manage the clock, move the ball, at least you're up 6 going into the locker room.
Send the man in motion, the handoff. McLeod coming to the near side, and let's see what he got. Penalty flag thrown late into the pile. We'll have to see what that is. There's McLeod, the last to get up from the bottom of the pile. He had a lot of beef on him right there. On the tackle, James Moore again. I'd imagine it must have been late hit.
No, it's a face mask.
Face mask. And they'll move the ball 15 yards out to about the, let's see where they're going to put it, all the way out to the 44-yard line where it's 1st and 10 for the Redcoats. They'll take that, the free 15 yards on the face mask call.
No, right now everything going in Berlin's favor. They've gotten the turnover. They've controlled the clock. Right now everything that John Capodice and the Berlin coaching staff, and it's a big one, have put together have worked really well. As you take a look at Tom Dyer, the 6th-year head coach at Hillhouse on your screen there.
He's got to be frustrated right now the way things have gone here in this first half. As the Redcoats have really, sparked their attack with some great running, sprinkling a pass or two, and all going according to their game plan. They're dictating the pace on the field right now. Williams, handoff, left side. Maine met at the 49 and spun down by Javon Moore and company. Good tackle by Moore. He got a little bit of help from James Moore.
Now, Don, we're going to see what Berlin can do as far as their 2-minute drill is concerned. They're at midfield, 2 minutes to go before halftime, as they try to build on a 6-point lead already. Let's see how urgent they need to be, or if they just stay with the same pace, controlling the clock, and hope they get that big hitter.
I got a feeling they take a shot at it downfield. I think this is a good play to take a shot at it right here if you're going to do it, Bob. 2nd down. You need about 5 for the 1st down. You're at midfield. Let's see what they do. They're going to snap it and the run right, and churning it inside the 45 to the 44 for the 1st down. Looks like Williams, who took the snap on the carry, and boy, they pick it up again. Been impressive.
Yeah, I think actually it was McLeod that took the pit. Yeah, took the handoff, and he was able to just push that pile as they continue to go right. Yep, McLeod gets the ball, and you see how he got low on Merriweather, who was being pushed off the play. Another fine block by the guys up front for Berlin, able to get McLeod the 1st down.
And McLeod will take this snap. And they're going to pitch it. Uh-oh, look out. Brought down is Mitch Williams. Well, they tried a little trick play, and that did not fool the defense as Derek Gilliam in on the tackle for the Academics, and that's a big loss back to the 45.
No, that's a great play by Gilliam. He read the play right away. He saw Williams coming, and he thought, uh-oh, this is going to be a pitch. This is going to be a big play, and Hillhouse got it right when they needed it. He was on the outside. He fought off the block of Zach and was able to come up with a big play, setting up 2nd and 20 for the Red Coats as we're inside a half minute to go here, and they're going to call timeout.
So an interesting play call by the Red Coats right there. You'd figure you might take a shot the other way versus a trick play like that. But anyhow, we're not coaching a team that's moved on to a championship game and has a lead as we approach halftime either. So they know what they're doing on the far side, that's for sure.
Right. Berlin has taken their second, or they're out of timeouts. Hillhouse with 2 left with 35 seconds to go. That play could be a big momentum swing. Here's Berlin. They're moving the ball down the field, looking for more to get before halftime. Hillhouse, as dominant as Berlin has been, controlling the line of scrimmage, controlling the football, to be only down 6 potentially at halftime. That's a pretty good sign for the Academics.
Timeout continues down below. Oh, you're right. Absolutely right. The Academics got to feel rather thankful they're still in this game the way it has gone from the time of possession. And I'd certainly have a great halftime upcoming on the field with Glenn and Sal. John Holt will join us at the half, along with Joe Zone. And, of course, we'll have some highlights and statistical information, all part of our halftime program right here on CPTV Sports. So looking forward to an outstanding and award-winning halftime show as part of our 12 hours of football coverage.
Is that all?
12 hours? Probably going to be longer than that. 2nd down and about 20 to go. Kevin Main going left side, trying to turn that corner. Oh, it slips upfield to about the 45 for a second. I thought somebody was going to miss a tackle over there, but they were able to corral him and bring him down as he got back a whole bunch. And now they can take a shot at the end zone if they want to.
28 seconds to go. In fact, a pretty good block thrown, and I think it's Undercuffler or Kyle Young that tried to throw a block to get Maine loose for positive yards, and they get those 10 that they lost right back.
And right there, I thought he was going to break free around that corner, and he was just collared and brought down. All right, Williams wants to throw. Out left, caught by McLeod, spins off a tackle. Did he hold his balance? They let play continue on, and he's down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. They've tried that play a couple of times, misfired on it. That time they find McLeod, and they're going to hustle up to the line of scrimmage here with time ticking off the clock down to 20 seconds remaining in the quarter. 1st and 10. Williams will work under center, and we'll get a timeout. Hillhouse will call the timeout.
Much needed timeout, too. On that last play, it looked like that Javon Moore got hurt on that play. He was right around the 30-yard line, kind of on the ground, looking at the play. It's very slow to get up, and then when he got up, he was hobbling somewhat. So this is a big time, a good timeout, and you see Javon Moore making the jog over to the sideline. I don't know if he's going to get checked out by the trainer or not, but he looks shaken up. He's limping, and now he looks like he's holding his right knee. That's not a good sign for Hillhouse.
You know, as you look at Berlin down in their huddle around their coaching staff, nearly a perfect first half of football, other than the missed extra points. I mean, can you find anything wrong with what they're doing out there?
Berlin, absolutely not. They have done everything you could want in this game. They've controlled the clock. They've kept Hillhouse off the field as we look at Javon Moore coming back onto the field for the Academics. No, this is the first half of football, a very good, solid first, 24 minutes of football for the Redcoats. If they do this in the second half, they could be looking at a second state championship.
Yeah, you're so right. They won one back in, 2009. Hillhouse won one in 2010. So both these teams accustomed to a lot of success in recent years. A lot of pride on the line here with these two fine communities. Of course, New Haven, Connecticut, the home of Hillhouse, and Berlin, Connecticut, the home of the Redcoats. Play action. Williams wants to throw. Lobs it up over the outstretched arms of Maine. He nearly made a dramatic catch towards the 2-yard line.
You see, I don't know if you saw Moore and Horner talking over there, but once again, another guy out of the backfield or the wing position for Berlin. It was Maine who was out of the wing position, came out of the backfield untouched, and Williams just overshot him by just a hair. Otherwise, that was 6, and it was Riles and Moore back there for Hillhouse.
Now they'll spread the field with receivers down to 14 seconds remaining till halftime. 2nd down and 10 from the 24-yard line. Berlin trying to open up a 2-possession lead here. Williams will take the snap. Looks, throws, finds his tight end. That's Bouchard, and Bouchard with a penalty marker thrown late behind the play in the backfield. This will be a late hit on the quarterback. Bouchard down to the 14. They're going to tack on some more yardage, I got a feeling here.
Gilliam, the way he's bouncing up and down in disgust. See what the call is here, but you're right.
I believe roughing the passer,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Indeed.
So not only do they get positive yards and a first down off the play, they're looking inside the 10 with 8 seconds to go. Depending on how quick they set up and move the football, maybe a chance time for 2 more plays.
They'll work out of the I backfield with a wing out right. That's Maine. But a receiver to the far left, that's Kyle Young. McLeod the tail, and they're going to just spike it down to stop the clock and regroup here and settle in on a play that they'd like to run here with about 2 seconds remaining on the clock.
Yeah, that looked like as the ball was spiked, there was 4 seconds left. Now they're out of time, which is kind of strange because the ball was definitely spiked.
Now they're resetting the game clock, I believe, to 5 seconds, Bob.
Mm-hmm. And they should.
Mm-hmm.
They should. Nope, Williams took the snap, spiked it right down, but with the fact they have no timeouts left, they probably have time for 1 play.
Might look for the tight end Bouchard. He's been open on a couple of occasions.
Nope,
now.
they're going to go for a field goal.
No, they're going to go for the field goal. Interesting. So they spike it, and they're going to go for the field goal, a 25-yarder here. McLeod to hold.
Only 1 field goal on the year for Lamaglio.
Maglio will attempt a 25-yarder. It sputters. Short. Well, they gave it an effort from 25 yards out and came up a little short. Good look at Hillhouse coming to the sideline. They got work to do at the half as Berlin with the lead at 12-6. We send it field side. Karen down below.
Karen not quite ready yet, but a very good first half nonetheless as Berlin played very, very well in those first 24 minutes. And, of course, Tom Dyer is going to have a lot of adjusting to do here before halftime or going into the second half as the Red Coats take a 12-6 lead going into halftime.
He might be angry talking to Karen down there right now. Let's find out. Karen's ready.
Coach, your team seems to be having trouble finding a rhythm on both sides of the ball. What's going on?
Well, their offense is doing a great job right now. We're walking to the football. We're not tackling very well. And our offense can't get in a rhythm when their offense is on the play for 20 plays. Right now, we got to start making plays. We're going to get the ball back here. For as bad as we played, and we played awful in that first half, we're only down 6 points. I'm confident our offense is going to come out. We're going to make the necessary adjustments on defense to get ready to roll.
What adjustments are they?
Tackle the ball carrier. We got to be tighter on the perimeter, and we got to defend the pass a little bit better because they're picking us on some of the routes.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with more coverage of the Class M championships. Back to you.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. touchdowns the pass to Cooper, right? For Hillhouse? 66-yard pass? Huh?
Back here at Rentschler Field, we are at the half. There's our score. Berlin leading Hillhouse 12-6. Glenn Conticello, Sal Centurino back here field side. Sal, very simply, that first half was won by Berlin.
Absolutely. I mean, they controlled the ball on the ground. They kept it away from Hillhouse, and they did what they had to do to just conserve the ball from the inside out, just working play by play. Very deceptive, too. I mean, last week we talked about they had that stand-up defense. This week it's on offense. They got a couple of guys in the backfield taking direct snaps, quarterbacks out in the slot a couple of times. I thought they did a really good job. Good game plan.
Well, that running back by committee, as you mentioned, and defensively, they shut down Cooper and Anderson.
Yeah, I mean, they swarmed to the football. Those guys did a great job on defense. Up front, the D-line, they controlled the line of scrimmage. They were making some movement up front, pushing them back, and letting those linebackers do what they needed to do, come up and make plays. So defensively, they played real tough.
I thought it was very interesting from the Berlin's point of view offensively by changing things up with a number of direct snap plays, seemed to confuse Hillhouse a little bit, and there was a couple of times you mentioned where Berlin was set up offensively as if they were going to run, and they threw the ball, and it was successful.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think they did a great job there. I mean, that game plan coming into the game, it gave Hillhouse a couple of, problems up front. They weren't sure exactly by personnel what they were going to do. I mean, that gave Berlin certainly the edge. The other thing that comes to mind, though, I mean, two big plays in particular. Number one, Javon Moore made a great play on a special teams play. That ball was snapped high. That goes over his head. Berlin's going to get the football inside the 10-yard line. He grabs the ball and punts it away, ends up bringing the ball the other way for 20 yards. The other thing is, again, in special teams, extra points again. Both teams missed an extra point. They had an opportunity to go for two there at the end, and they missed again there.
Well, for Hillhouse in the second half, they don't have to change an awful lot, but they do have to change a bit because, as I said, I firmly believe Berlin controlled that first half.
Yeah, it's not time to panic yet. They just got to stick with their game plan. They have two great backs in the backfield. Cooper and Anderson can make things happen. They just got to come out in the second half, settle in right away, and make sure that they minimize their mistakes. They've had some penalties as well.
Well, again, we talk so much about Harold Cooper and Andre Anderson and what they can do offensively. Again, they were shut down by the Berlin defense. You don't really want to change too much, as you mentioned. You want to stick to what got you here, and that's those two guys in the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think, in the locker room right now, coach just got to talk to those guys and tell them, settle down. We've had a great game plan all year long. It's worked for us all year. We got to come out in the second half and just do the things that you've been coached by the coaches, and they'll have an opportunity to win this football game. It's wide open right now. It's anybody's game to win. Well,
we talked in the pregame about Justin Gombatz not playing because of the ankle injury. Berlin didn't miss a beat.
You know what? I mean, you're dead on there. I mean, their backs right now have run as hard as any backs I've seen all year long. Each one of those guys, yards after contact right now, they've got to be getting another 50% of the yards that they have right now. If you look at the records right now, it's yards after contact. They are tough runners, and they're doing a great job.
Well, we'll see what happens coming up in the second half, but again, with the way Berlin played in the first half, can't change anything in the locker room. Do exactly what they have been doing. They're confusing the defense with their switches on offense, and defensively, they're containing the Hillhouse runners, and that's been the key.
Yeah, it certainly has. And again, the longer they can keep that football, they're keeping it away from Hillhouse. So ball control for them is important in the second half. If they can sustain some drives and move the football down the field, Hillhouse isn't going to get as many opportunities.
All right, we are at the half here at Rentschler Field. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Joe Zone from WFSB will join me. We'll talk with him and look at some more of the first half numbers coming up for you here from Rentschler Field. Stay tuned. Back at Rentschler Field, Glenn Contasella with you. I want to remind you our CPTV Sports Field set is being brought to you by Connecticut Rental Center of Middletown. They provide rentals for contractors, do-it-yourselfers, or party planners. Call Connecticut Rental Center of Middletown today. There's our halftime score. Berlin on top of Hillhouse. As promised, I'm being joined by Joe Zone, sports director from WFSB Channel 3. Joe, what a great couple of games we've had thus far, and this is a doozy right now.
This is a little surprising for people who have been, watching and following this year. We thought there would be a little bit more offense from Hillhouse, but Berlin's come out. They've played tough. It looks like they're winning the battle in the trenches right now. It doesn't look like anybody wants to throw the ball.
No, Sal and I even spoke about it. What Berlin has done successfully offensively is confused Hillhouse on defense with their different looks, changing the quarterback, the direct snap, and, of course, the three-man running back by committee.
Well, the thing, too, about games like this, halftime, there's a lot of coaching being done in there now. The thing here is you got two really good coaches, so I don't see anybody getting out-coached. I think it's just going to come down to, again, who's going to win the battle in the trenches. I think they're probably going to try to keep it on the ground. When you have a one-score game like this, nobody wants to make the mistake that makes it a two-score game, so I think they're going to try to keep it reserved, run the clock, and I think you're going to see Berlin just run it. They're having success and stay that way.
Well, again, as you said, this is a bit of a surprise. We weren't sure if we would see maybe a lopsided game in Hillhouse's way, but Berlin did a good job defensively in containing Cooper and as well Anderson. They need to do that, obviously, in the second half. If they do that, they win this game.
Yeah, and it's not easy to contain Cooper. We've seen that kid play. He's pretty good. So, it takes a lot of coaching. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Hillhouse tries to open up a little bit. Maybe Hillhouse will throw the ball a little bit. I think the one pass I saw them throw one. I don't know if there was more than one, and it was a little offline. So I don't think anybody wants to make a mistake right now because it's going to be tough to come back.
Joe, talk a bit about the Beyond the Beat program that you host here on CPTV Sports. That's got to be a lot of fun.
That show is a chance for people. We have Jeff Jacobs, of course, from the Hartford Current, and Mike DeMauro from the Day of New London. I kind of hosted and let those guys bang each other around and batter, but it's a show where there's a lot of opinion. A lot of people are shooting their mouth off, and we're going back and forth, and then we have a fourth chair. We bring special guests in on that one. It's a half-hour show where guys who talk sports, who cover sports in Connecticut, are talking sports all the time. And it can get pretty interesting. We had John Holton the other day for the high school version of the show, and that guy did. We got a lot of reaction to that. Let's face it. Sports fans now these days, what they're doing with it, they're tweeting, they're all involved. They all think they're sportscasters now. So a show like this kind of gets everybody fired up.
Well, you're relatively new to the market. Of course, you've been here 7+ years, but Arnold Dean passed away today.
Yes.
The announcement was made here at Rentschler Field. Arnold, a long-time friend of the family, worked with my dad at Channel 3 when Channel 3 started. So I have a heavy heart, as well, I'm sure, a number of sports fans here in the state of Connecticut today. Everyone
today was going around the press box, and this is a guy who, is a legend here, who's mentored a lot of the sportscasters now working in the state. And he was the other day. I remember he filled in. I think when UConn was on the road, and they had their play-by-play. Joe G and Bob Joyce weren't available. He filled in and did sports talk just last week. So the guy's working right to the end. What a tribute.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time. We'll look for you again on Beyond the Beat.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate it. Glad to be here. Thanks.
Joe Zone of WFSB Channel 3 will take a break and come back and have more halftime for you from Rentschler Field after this. Stay tuned.
Wow, excellent.
Yeah, if there's a way to, I know what Frankie and I were talking about. I've done a whole documentary.
Yes.
That's,
Oh, no.
That's something I definitely like to hit.
No, wait. That's what we're
Hillhouse girls back. Followed them all year last year.
No, that's what we're supposed to do.
Thank you. I don't think that hat's big enough in there. Are you warm enough there? What are you gonna wear tonight? Put a second one on?
Oh yeah. He's sick as a dog.
Oh, you're sick. Oh.
Oh, Zach. Oh, okay. I knew one of you was sick.
Come back on a two-shot here.
Okay, make sure you guys have your hands up. That's your one-on-one. That's your ISO. That's where's the two-shot? Yes, right. So that's your ISO. Just have your hand up when you guys are on.
Gombots hasn't played it down. He's not playing. He's not dressed?
He's not dressed, right?
I saw him over there too. He's dressed. He's just not. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
When I'm done with him, what am I doing? Saying we'll be back with more, right? All right, so when we're done here, I say, okay, that's it with halftime. We'll come back with Don. Back at Rentschler Field, there's our halftime score. Berlin on top of Hillhouse, 12-6. And I'm joined now by John Holt from WFSB Channel 3. And, of course, he hosts Friday Night Football every Friday. And, boy, what a year we have had in high school football this year.
It's been exciting, as usual, and we certainly enjoy doing that on Channel 3 with my colleague Joe Zone, and capped off at this great venue for championship weekend.
Oh, we've had some great games, boy. This one, bit of a surprise.
It really is. Berlin, without Justin Gombots being healthy, dressed but not playing, and the Hillhouse duo of running backs, Anderson and Cooper, being held down. It's a surprise to me, certainly, and others.
Now, John, last year, let's switch gears just a little bit. Last year, you were able to follow Hillhouse High School girls basketball. What a season they had, and you put together a nice documentary. Talk about that.
That documentary will hopefully be complete this March, but what it really is just an inside look at what they went through. They were going for a fourth straight title. They ended up falling a little short, losing in the state semifinals. But the documentary called House Family reflects the pride this school has, and you can see it today with the band and some of the support they have and some of the obstacles they face as an inner city school, dealing with the challenges, including a high homicide rate in New Haven and, of course, the challenges on the court. And that'll air on WFSB and hopefully CBTV Sports come March.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. I know we here at CBTV Sports love our association with you and WFSB, and boy, what a season this has been for football. We're looking forward to basketball upcoming, but we've got this half coming up and then still one more game here today. I need a prediction from you. What do you expect? Do you think Hillhouse comes back here in the second half?
I'm a little partial towards Hillhouse. Great respect for John Capodice, but I see Hillhouse rallying in the second half. And tonight, Hand holding on to that number one spot with a good, exciting game versus Windsor.
But if something happens interesting tonight with Windsor coming up with an upset victory,
Then it gets very
interesting.
Is Windsor number one? Is Xavier a resurgent Xavier team? Or is Ansonia number one?
Right.
So that'll be very intriguing should Windsor win tonight.
Well, again, we look forward to your feature on Hillhouse girls basketball. And, of course, we love watching you on FSB every night for sports.
All right, Glenn, thanks, and good luck this weekend.
Thanks. John Holt, WFSB, joining me here. Field side, we are ready to throw it back up to the booth, but before we do that, we'll take our final break and be back to Rentschler Field with the second half. Berlin on top of Hillhouse here on CPTV Sports.
Guess that means it's time to go back to work. Yeah, we're here. All right. All right. Si, senor. Whatever you say, Frankie. We love you, man.
All right, right back here at Rentschler Field. You see Berlin with the 12-6 lead. They've run 44 plays from scrimmage to 11 for Hillhouse. Part of the reason why they have the 6-point lead. We'll find out another reason why when we talk to Karen down below. Karen.
Coach, one of your goals was to control the line of scrimmage. You guys held the ball for 19 minutes in the first half. What did you tell the team at halftime?
We got to duplicate. Opening drive of the third quarter is going to be the most important drive of the game. We got to win the time of possession, which we did in the first half, and now we got another 24 minutes to play. We got to make the second 24 better than the first 24.
How are you going to do that?
We're going to come out here and compete, run, block, and tackle, and the team that does that always wins the game.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
There you go, Coach Capodice. 24 minutes left. He's reminding everybody it's not over yet.
Let's take a look at the first half highlights here. Berlin on the scoreboard right off the bat. Their first pass of the day, a touchdown, as Williams hits Maine. They missed the point after, and they took that 7-0 lead, but Hillhouse came right back 2 plays later. That pass over the middle, and Harold Cooper went the distance for the touchdown. That even this game is 6. And then maybe the most impressive drive that Don and I have seen in football in a long time, the capper of a 21-play drive that lasted over close to 10 minutes with Wood and Zach going in from a yard out for the touchdown. They had a chance in Berlin just before halftime to either get a field goal or a touchdown. Of course, the turnover here preceding the late run by Berlin as Cooper lost the football off the big hit. That's a big turnover. But Berlin had a chance to go up either 15-6 or 20-6. They opted to go for the field goal. The numbers in the passing department relatively even, of course, for Hillhouse. The one pass coming on that one touchdown play. But everything has gone in Berlin's favor thus far. And if you're the Red coach, you hope it continues for the next 24 minutes. That's how close they are to a second state championship. And for Hillhouse, you say, well, we were dominated in the first half. Berlin did everything right. We're only down 6.
That's right. And we really didn't do all that much wrong. We just didn't have the football, unfortunately. Right. As Berlin just executed offensively. They were brilliant offensively. They really were. The way they marched that ball up and down the field. And as you mentioned, a really crucial possession here for Hillhouse to set the tone in the second half, Bob. They get a chance to field the football on the kickoff to start the second half. And really imperative that they set their physical tone. Berlin did it in the first half. They need to match that now.
They do indeed. And here's another thing, big number, that tells me that Berlin's been dominant in the first half. They were 6 of 8 on third down. Hillhouse only had 2 third down opportunities. They didn't capitalize on either one of those opportunities. It's time here for a Hillhouse to have a big drive. As don't forget, we've got the third part of our triple header as Windsor and Daniel Hand play for the L final. And, of course, we'll have all the action right here on CPTV Sports. And here's my take on the argument of the number 1 team in the state. If Hand wins, they're number 1. Here's the proof. They went to Palmer Field in October, and they beat Xavier by 20. That's all you need to know. End of argument.
Well, you're going out on a limb as a voter, huh?
Pretty much.
Yeah, you're pretty easy there. There's an onside kick. They squib it along. It'll be fielded and picked up, and run out to the left side by Horner. Horner's got some space. Got a block to the 45. Trying to break through a tackle. Look at him go. Grinds it down to the 37-yard line. That's a terrific return of a close to, 42 yards or so, with all that running around the field there. Great field position for the Academics.
Well, it was an attempt of a squib kick to try to get Hillhouse cornered, but Horner used his speed, and he went to the long side of the field, the left side. And for the second time here in this football game, he's able to get a big chunk of yardage off a kickoff return, and it gives Hillhouse great field position to try to get tied.
So here they come. First possession, second half. Hillhouse trying to counter that first half by Berlin with their own game of possession football here in the second half, perhaps. Quarterback under center, they nearly bobbled the snap, and they'll hand it off, and the run goes straight ahead as a good play by, I'll tell you what, the quarterback right there, Moore, just to hold on to that football, and they're able to move it for a couple yards towards the 35-yard line.
You know, it's a big factor, and I just took a notice of this. Cooper's had some runs. Andre Anderson's only touched the ball once, and it was a 7-yard loss. That's a big number to keep an eye on here in the second half to see how much he gets involved in this game.
Well, it's very difficult for him to find any rhythm, really, Bob, the way they run 11 plays from scrimmage in the first half. A very small number in their first possession. They use that long pass play for their only score. So they're trying to turn it around here. Riles will go wide to left. Cooper in motion. And a penalty flag will fly. And that will stop the play in its tracks. Let's see what they're going to call here.
Delay a game.
Delay a game against the Academics.
First down.
All the penalties have been against Hillhouse. That's their fourth penalty for 29 yards now. Berlin has yet to commit a penalty. I mean, they've played a perfect football game thus far.
They really have. Yep, they forced a turnover. They've done everything right, and they have the lead. Only part of the game that's been a little bit of a struggle has been the kicking game. They've missed 2 extra point tries and a 25-yard field goal. And the quarterback, Moore, running right side on the option. Turns it to the 35, breaks a tackle, now goes across the field, turns a corner, down towards the 20-yard line, fumbled the football to the sideline, and it rolls out of bounds inside the 10 to the 9. Oh, a fortuitous roll. What do you think Moore was thinking as that ball was rolling towards the sideline?
Get out of bounds, get out of bounds, get out of bounds. Well, that was all Javon Moore. That was a terrific play, started right, cut all the way back to the left. As you'll see here on the replay, just a good read option, got away from Bouchard, and then just broke another tackle, and then just made a terrific individual effort. But as you watch Moore, the way he's carrying it, he carried it very loosely, and the tackle by Terranzoni from behind was able to knock the ball loose. Big break for Hillhouse.
They'll go with the I backfield. They have it first and goal to goal. Moore will take the snap. They hand it off. A shift out to the right, and tripped up was Anderson down towards the 8-yard line. In between that 9 and 8 will be the official spot. Second down and goal to goal.
Boy, this is a big set of downs here for Hillhouse. Now they're inside the 10, so they can't get a first down. They've got 3 cracks to get it in the end zone and try to get this thing tied up. Perhaps take the lead if they can hit an extra point after the touchdown, if they're able to score.
Last time they were into scoring position, Cooper fumbled it away, and it was recovered by McLeod. Danny McLeod. That stopped a potential scoring drive. They nearly fumbled it away a moment ago. Now they have it second down and goal. They hand it off. Anderson trying to race to the middle. He'll shift to the shoulders down towards the 5-yard line. And we'll set up third down and goal to goal for the Academics, trailing by 6 here early in the third quarter.
Well, if you're a Hillhouse, obviously a great start to the second half, able to get the ball deep down the field, set up by the great kick return by Horner, and now they're 5 yards shy. And you know here, this is two-play territory. They're not going to try and kick a field goal here, one would think.
James Moore bringing the play in from the sideline. Checking out is Tino Simpson. Academics may want to call timeout to talk about things as they face third down and goal from the 5-yard line, and indeed they will. Pretty good timeout called here by Tommy Dyer.
Tommy Dyer just took a knee in that huddle, and I'm just thinking of my old, playground days. When you used to be the quarterback, get down on your knee and drop the play in the sand there. I don't think he's doing that, but it's a big third down play for them. You've got 2 cracks to get to the end zone. You have a chance here to tie the football game and set the tone here for the second half, as they've taken about 2.5 minutes to get the ball down the field with a chance to score the football game. And if you're able to get out there after being dominated the first half and score on the first possession, that could be a big momentum change.
Of course, we're playing on a grass field, so Tom Dyer literally could get down into the field and scrape out a play here for this 3rd down and 5. And thanks for making me feel so old, Bob, bringing that all up.
All right. Tuesday night at 7 on CPTV Sports. It's an all-new show hosted by WFSB sportscaster Joe Zone. Beyond the Beat takes viewers outside the press box with discussions of sports in Connecticut and beyond. Joined on a rotating basis by 3 of Connecticut's best-known sports writers, viewers will be treated to wide-open frank dialogue of those topics that matter most to the Connecticut sports fan. Tuesday nights at 7 on CPTV Sports.
Anderson in motion. Moore rolls, now scrambling. Moore looking for some running room, down towards the 2-yard line. That play looked like it got busted up there a little bit. They had receivers left and right, and Moore able to get it down to the 1. Will be 4th down and goal to goal. And you know what? You want to win a football championship. I think in this situation, early in a quarter like this, you might as well go for it.
Well, they didn't bite, did the Berlin defense on the fake by Moore. He was going to roll out, maybe set up a pass play, but that was covered. That was all Javon Moore getting down to the 1-yard line. So here we go. Goal line stand for Berlin or touchdown for Hillhouse. It comes down to 1 play on 4th and goal.
Passing at Hedera, the big fullback. Easy up back in the eye. Cooper the tailback. Twin wide outs. And Moore trying to scramble in for the score from a yard out. No indication yet. And Berlin, the Redcoats, saying he didn't get in. The officials have not indicated touchdown. It looks like the Redcoats with a goal line stand will take over on downs inside their own 1-yard line.
I thought for sure Cooper was going to get the ball with the help of the fullback. To no avail. Moore kept the keeper. He didn't have any good leverage at all. He was straight up, tried to bend in, but he had no leg push whatsoever and no surge from the offensive line. What a great stand by Berlin here.
Yeah, that's a great description. He never had any traction.
Nope.
Well, now it's up to the academic defense to stop the Redcoat offense in its tracks and get the ball back in pretty good field position. That's been a difficult thing to do. Could be a big drive of this game as McLeod out towards the 2. Conservative play call around the right edge, and he held on to the football. That's the most important thing right now, to hold on to the ball.
Right now, you just want to get out of the shadow of your own goal line, get a couple of positive yards. If you can't get the first down, at least don't turn it over and give Hillhouse a short field.
Redcoats going without the huddle. Undercuff will go wide to the right side. They'll send a receiver McLeod to the near left. Into the slot left goes Maine. Now Maine in motion out for the right as they realign him there. Williams out of the gun will take the snap. Calls his own number. He's been effective running the football, and he's twisted out to the 5-yard line. It'll set up 3rd down and virtually 5 to go for the first down.
Yeah, I like this. Nothing fancy, just straightforward football. Protect it. And here's something we haven't really had a chance to talk about, Don, in this game. When Berlin has thrown the football, Hillhouse has gotten little or no pressure on the quarterback.
You're right. He's had a lot of time. He's looked for McLeod. He's found Bouchard a couple of times, a big tight end. The senior with 30 catches coming in. Why not look for him? All right, 3rd down. Do you put it in the air? Or do you take a chance with your punt team if you need to? Let's see. Williams will work out of the gun, and the Redcoats will call a timeout. And not a bad decision. Make sure they're settled in effectively, facing 3rd down and 5 from their own 5-yard line.
7:03 to go in the quarter. While we have a minute here, folks, earlier today, if you are a resident of Connecticut and listen to radio and sports radio for growing up, you know the name Arnold Dean. He's been a member of the WTIC radio family since 1965. Also part of Channel 3 when WTIC Radio and Channel 3 were in Broadcast House. Al Terzi, one of his good friends, tweeting today that the great Arnold Dean passed away today at the age of 82. I have had a chance to work with him since I started at WTIC back in the late 80s. Today I lost not only a mentor, I lost a father figure today, and a lot of Connecticut very sad today. Very, very sad for anyone who had a chance to listen to him. More importantly, anybody who had a chance to know him. He was one of the great people in our broadcast.
You know something, Bob? You didn't even have to be from the state of Connecticut.
Nope.
I used to listen to him in Salem, Massachusetts. I would ride to a certain spot, top a hill, to be able to pick up the signal and listen to his sports talk programs. And like, he was terrific.
He was one of the originators.
Absolutely.
One of the first sports talk radio shows in the country.
Absolutely. All right, 3rd down, 5 to go. Quarterback Mitch Williams will work out of the gun. He'll take the snap. He does want to throw. Safe pass out left. Caught on the run by Maine. Good enough for the first down. He's banged down towards the 13-yard line. Well-designed play and a nice, safe throw by Williams.
All right, let's throw it down to Karen to get some thoughts on early second half action. Karen?
Guys, Takir James and John Young have taken the task of trying to change the mood on this Hillhouse sideline on themselves. They're running up and down their sidelines, trying to get in their teammates' faces, saying, we're still in this, come on, get up. They're signaling to the crowd to get into the game. They're trying to change the atmosphere, hoping it'll have an effect on the game. Back to you.
That's McLeod, the ball carrier, going through the middle across the 15 to the 16-yard line. And the Red Coats continue to impress. I think they're impressing Karen down below, too, with their execution here today. Nearly flawless offensively.
Yeah, and it meant that pass to Maine for the first down. I mean, that was just a very simple pass play. Guy started in the slot, a little square out to the outside to create space as the outside receiver took the secondary with him and able to get the first down. And once again, as we're already at the halfway point of quarter number 3 here, right now everything working in Berlin's favor.
Really is. Drive starting at their 1 after the big goal line stand. Williams wants to throw, looks, toss right, finds Maine, makes the catch, hooks it back inside across the 21 and tumble down towards the 22, maybe the 23-yard line. And again, that guy, Darren Horner, helping out on the tackle as he's been all over the field. Cooper gets up on the bottom of the pile, so Cooper helping out too. That's Harold Cooper. They've held him in check offensively here today. He just has 1 touchdown. I say just 1. He's a touchdown maker for the Academics.
Williams right now 7 of 11 for 74 yards, and his longest pass play was the touchdown, was the pass over the little Bouchard for 21 yards. Been very efficient today.
He certainly has. He's thrown the ball beautifully. Here comes a run to the near side, and that is a big stick coming up defensively. Javon Moore, as he just leveled McLeod, the running back, and dropped him right there at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of a half a yard from this angle there, Bob.
With the help of Anderson, too. That's probably the best hit we've seen a Hillhouse defender put on the Berlin Redcoats today. Moore able to hold it out, and then Anderson coming up and just wrapping him up from the side, taking him down. And they're going to measure here. It's going to be close. But that's probably the best lick we've seen today from the Hillhouse defense.
Absolutely. So they pull out the chains and take a look at it. And that's a long stretch of those chains. Is there an extra link on there in favor of the Academics, or shorter one there for Berlin? They're taking a look.
4th down.
It'll be 4th down, inches to go.
Second time we've seen that today, and in both times cases were for Berlin.
So here they come. 4th down, inches to go. The way they've moved the football today, do you gamble? I don't know. Let's see.
I would say the way they've had success, because when they've gone straight forward with the ball, they've been able to get yardage here. Either that or they're going to try to draw them off sides. Let's see what happens.
Don the center. They will snap it quickly. McLeod trying to go right side. Stood up. And I don't know if he got it. He's going to be brought down. He needed to move that ball beyond the 24. And if he's brought down inside that 24, he didn't get enough. Academics indicating they stopped him.
I don't think they did. In fact, I think McLeod lost yardage. Yes, he did. By the naked eye, he probably lost about half a yard on that play. Great pursuit. Moore was in there. Javon Moore was in there for Hillhouse. And a big stop for the Academics.
Boy, do they need that, and a bit of a gamble by Berlin. Will it prove costly? They've been able to keep the Academics out of the end zone. 2 drives in or near the red zone. They fumbled it away, and they were stopped at the 1, so there is some confidence on the side of Berlin. For the way their defense has been holding up against the Academics here today, they're going to have to do it now. Be interesting to see how it all plays out as Moore works under center with the I backfield. And they hand it off, and that's Cooper. And he goes inside the 20 towards the 18-yard line. He got 5 on the carry.
Well, and here's the other thing, too. If this were college or pro football, you don't go for it there, because if you don't, and you're probably guaranteed giving up 3 points on the other side. Here, that's not necessarily automatic. And the way Berlin's defense has been bend but don't break in this game, not the worst call to go for it on 4th down to try to keep momentum going in Berlin's favor. But now, maybe a change here. We'll see what happens.
Berlin led at the half, 12-6. Been a scoreless 3rd quarter. They send a man in motion. That's Anderson. They hand it off, and the fullback will try his muscle down towards the 17-yard line as Hidera, the ball carrier, brought down, maybe a half-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and about 4.5 yards for the 1st down.
Siobhan Moore getting the play call in here. And again, this is a big third down situation for Hillhouse. They've been kept in check here. Total offense, they've been held to 150 yards of total offense here in this ball game. That's pretty good by the Berlin defense.
Well, they had 62 of it on that touchdown throw. And the handoff comes near side. Anderson strung out, slips inside a tackle, breaks another, dances inside the 5 and grinds his way to the 3-yard line. That was a terrific run. I thought they had him stopped around the corner, and Anderson found a way.
That's the quick feats of Andre Anderson, able to do that all by himself. That's part of the danger of Moore, Cooper, and now Anderson. He breaks one tackle, he makes a second and a third miss, and a fourth miss. Well, actually, we'll call it 3.5. As Kyle Young was able to get a hand on him to trip him up. Now it's first and goal for the Academics.
I think it was Danny McLeod that had the best shot at him. He's the guy that had the fumble recovery earlier. First down and goal to goal for Hillhouse. And they run it right. That's Cooper, nowhere to go. As he's brought down immediately, holding his own was Tyler Bouchard on that edge and kind of pushed everybody into the running back. Cooper right there. Well, what do you do now? You got to be frustrated, I think, if the Academics have been knocking on the door and no one's answering.
Well, I think here at some point, and we're going to have to see how good Hillhouse is on this, really have to maybe try to sell a play-action pass play as they're going to send 2 receivers to the left here with Horner as a slot back.
Riles also out there. Quick snap. Cooper going left side, stretches it out, leans in towards the end zone, powers his way in, touchdown! From 3 yards out, Harold Cooper with his second score of the game, and we are now tied at 12.
Got away from Vassie at first, and again, that's just the individual effort of Cooper, able to elude tackles. You see, Vassie had a chance to grab him up, missed it, and then he knifed through 2 defenders to get into the end zone. For Cooper, that is his 22nd rushing touchdown of the year, and Hillhouse, with 2:43 to go in the third, is a point after away from taking their first lead of the day.
Andre Anderson with a big block, too. Left-footed kicker, Siobhan Moore for the extra point and the lead. It's on its way, and it is good. And Hillhouse on top, 13-12 over Berlin here, deep into the third quarter of play. Interesting game here in the Class M Championship from Rentschler Field. All right, Berlin gambles, 4th down, less than a yard. Their own territory, inside their own 25. They don't pick up the first down. Hillhouse capitalizes. They take the lead. Now what does Berlin do? Interesting scenario, all set up by a coaching decision.
I don't think Berlin has to change anything. Just keep doing what they're doing. They've been good with the power football game today. Just came up Hillhouse, made a big play on 4th down and able to capitalize on it. This has been the best of the 3 games we've had thus far.
McLeod to the 25, and he's tripped up across the 30 to the 32-yard line. It has been entertaining, and a lot of drama now starting to circulate around Rentschler Field as we move deeper into this contest for the Class M Championship.
Now, I talk about saying keep doing what you're doing. The question is, will Hillhouse let them keep doing what they've been able to do as far as controlling the football, the line of scrimmage, and more importantly, the clock?
We're going to find out right now. For the first time today, the Redcoats will play from behind as they trail by a slim point at 13-12. The difference, an extra point. Williams, the quarterback, and they won't let the play start. A flag thrown to the near side here, and the officials will gather and talk about it here a little bit. What's interesting is thrown right in between Young and Moore. Moore with a single coverage on the near side on Young here, and it's going to go against the offense.
Yeah, first flag of the day against Berlin.
Full start, first down.
This is where they've got to keep, Berlin's got to keep their poise here. They've had a chance. They gave away an opportunity on 4th down. They misfired. Now they've got to keep their poise, stay within themselves, and do what they do best.
Here they come up to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 15. Williams wants to throw outright, and it's incomplete. Bouchard, the intended receiver, it sailed through his hands. Thrown off the back shoulder, couldn't hold on.
He's trying to slant inside of the pass thrown to the outside shoulder. well-thrown ball, but just behind Bouchard a little bit.
So it'll be 2nd down and 15 for the Redcoats. Think about it. End of the first half, they had the ball inside the 5 seconds remaining. They offer a field goal and miss. And they go for it on 4th down and they miss. So we're talking about their terrific execution. And now they need to regather the troops a little bit as Williams is hunted down as he travels to about the 31-yard line. Got back to penalty yards, setting up 3rd down and 10.
And Berlin has not been in this position very often in this ball game. I can think maybe the second possession of the game when they went 3 and out, they were faced with 3rd and long. They've got 3rd and long 10 here to get a first down. They've been very efficient on 3rd down. We'll see if they can get it going here as they stack the box on 3rd down.
Here's a snap. Williams, 3-step drop. Here comes a rush. He's hit as he throws, and it was nearly intercepted by the Academics as they'll rule it went out at the 33-yard line, and that's where they'll put it in play 1st and 10.
So, off the momentum, off the short field now, Hillhouse starting at their own 33-yard line with 1:41 to go here in the 3rd quarter. They have seemingly taken the momentum away from the Redcoats. Berlin now needing to come up with a stop here to try to at least stop the bleeding.
You know, one of the great things about halftime is you get a chance to roam around, talk to people. I was talking to a couple of the folks from Hillhouse. They said, don't worry about it, man. We're coming back here in the second half. Right now, that has proved true. They have the lead. All right, run right. Quarterback calls his own number, and that is Javon Moore out to about the 40-yard stripe. Javon Moore with a terrific older brother who's been a great example we can get to in a couple of moments. There's all kinds of things taking place live on CPTV Sports, obviously, today. 12 hours of coverage. That ends tonight. And, of course, replays of these games upcoming also, I believe, as early as tomorrow.
All day tomorrow,
yeah.
Yep. Saw the promo for that earlier today. All 4 games tomorrow. So if you haven't seen enough high school football, you can see it all again tomorrow.
Oh, boy, I'm going to get a big bag of popcorn and enjoy. This is Cooper going left side and down to the 41-yard line, brought down there.
Well, the Giants don't play until 4:25 tomorrow, so I think some people will watch.
Absolutely, that's right. No mention of the Jets, huh? Okay.
All starts at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning.
All right. You're going to be up that early?
I will be. I'll probably be out at breakfast with my wife, knowing my wife. She likes to go to breakfast on Sunday mornings.
No comment, Bob. 3rd down, 3 to go.
Hey, I don't mind going to breakfast on Sunday morning. Who's kidding who here? Big 3rd down play here for Berlin. They need to stop big time.
All right, they certainly do. High backfield behind the quarterback, Moore. Moore will take the snap. Looks, screens it out right. It is caught, and they got the first down and more. Anderson off to the races with a straight arm. He's able to move it inside the 35, all the way to the 32-yard line, and now things are starting to tip on all cylinders for the Hillhouse offense.
Simple screen play, nothing fancy with the pass play. Follow a couple of blocks, and then Anderson puts on the Jets and is able to get big yardage. Perfect throw, good lead, and Anderson really gets by one guy. He got by Scott McLeod, who was basically left flat-footed, and big gainer for the Academics in the Berlin territory as we wind down the clock here in the 3rd quarter.
Riles and Brown go out left as receivers. Handoff comes right, and they're going to tug that ball down to about the 28-yard line as Idera, the ball carrier, the big fullback. You know, you had mentioned when you were talking to Tommy Dyer that Anderson's a terrific runner. Cooper, obviously a terrific runner, and if these guys were separated on different teams, they might have 3,000 yards each on the season. But Anderson's made 2 very important plays today. May not show up in the score column yet, but 2 big plays.
Yeah, and as we go to the 4th quarter, we'll see what happens as Hillhouse with the lead, 13-12 through 3. Apparently he didn't like the breakfast stop.
Yeah. You know why? Because he's on a diet. It's because he's on a diet. That's why he doesn't like it.
Gee, thanks, Frankie.
Yeah, I know, really. Thanks, Frankie.
Hey, thanks a lot, Frankie. You're doing a heck of a job. Come back tomorrow.
We get Joe Zone after you. All right, Bob, you had your early questions to start the ball game. I got one big question. What if right now?
Well, I would say Hillhouse has all the momentum going here. This is a big, big chance now for Hillhouse to really gain control of this game. Berlin had their chances in the first half. They dominated, they controlled the clock, but they were only up 6. And Hillhouse here with a chance now to add to the lead.
And only up 1 as we start the fourth quarter of play. More to work with the I backfield. It's proved effective, that I backfield here in the second half. They hand it off and a skip and a move to the near side by Anderson, and he's dropped immediately. So he didn't get much that time around as he ran right at the heart of that Berlin defense. Coming up to make the play was Vassie, Dante Vassie, the junior at 5'11", 180.
Anderson, of course, you may recognize the name because he's also a terrific basketball player on Hillhouse's basketball team.
They got a pretty good basketball program.
I've heard that.
More out of the gun. Anderson in motion. Handoff Cooper. Cooper looking for a little bit of a hole. Spins down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. That was a very patient run, wasn't it?
You know, it was. He took his time looking through the hole. Didn't really see anything, but the thing is he kept his move going, feet moving, as we've got a flag on the play. That's against Berlin. That'll be their second penalty of the half and a big call.
Sportsmanlike.
As it is, it's against Berlin, so it's an automatic first down.
That's a tough break against the Red Coats. Boy, near perfection in the first half and a few bumps in the road here in the second half, Bob, but they only trailed by 1. We were saying that about the Academics in the first half, so far, far from over.
Well, and as most people said going in, even though the Academics are the 4 seed and Berlin's the 2 seed, Hillhouse was considered the favorite based on the fact they probably play out of the SEC with more speed and all that sort of thing, but Berlin's hung right in there with them, but now they've got to keep their poise. Berlin's got to come up with a big play.
2 biggest conferences in the state, right?
Yep.
The CCC and the SCC. Talk about number of schools and the like. Javon Moore to work under center, takes a snap. They hand it off wing back. That's Cooper coming near side. Penalty marker thrown as that ball down inside the 5, and he's tumbled out of bounds, but hold on. Let's wait and see.
Yeah, that might be coming back because of a hold.
We'll talking about it, yeah.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. Not sure where the hold came from, maybe somewhere in the line because the flag was thrown in the vicinity of the line of scrimmage from the back judge. So that'll set Hillhouse back 10.
Illegal use of the hands.
Illegal use of the hands will be the call. Interesting. How about time of possession? It certainly twisted in the Hillhouse Academics' favor, didn't it, in the third quarter there?
It did, but still, Berlin overall 23-28 to 12-32. But that number right now is meaningless, as the only number that matters most is 13-12 Hillhouse.
So it's first down and about 21 after the infraction, and the run goes down towards the 20-yard line, and that is about it. Again, the fullback gets a carry, Hidera, as he's spotted down right at the 20 stripe. And it will be second down here for the Academics.
Well, what that penalty does, it perhaps puts them in a bit of a throwing situation, but as we've seen, when Hillhouse has gone to the air, they've been short, crisp passing plays, and they've turned into big plays.
But Cooper, the slot right, has a touchdown catch of 62 yards. Javon Moore to work under center. Running back, the fullback. Moore, 3-step drop, wants to throw. Now he scrambles. Now he looks. Now he's in trouble. Now he's looking for a hole, and he's going to be dropped down. As the Berlin Redcoats did a nice job. Blanchette, that's Mitch Blanchette, in on the tackle, one of the captains of the Redcoats.
Blanchette, one of these guys that's been very emotional this week, knowing full well that this is the last time he's going to put on a Berlin Redcoats uniform. Is now the third down situation upcoming for Hillhouse. My thought here is on this play, make it a safe play. You've got the ball deep down. If you don't get points, at least Berlin's going to start deep in their own end.
All right, they'll send a receiver, Marcus Brown, to the right. Receiver to the near side is Warner. Got a wing left, a wing right. And back the pass. Quarterback Moore throws high, tip, and off the hands of Kyle Young, and incomplete, and nearly caught on the rebound by Marcus Brown. If he had curled in, it was that Anderson who had a shot at it.
Anderson had the chance to get it, and Young would have been in the end zone had he picked it off, so it would have been a touchback. But yeah, fortuitous bounce. Lucky for Berlin that wasn't caught. I'm not sure Anderson had the right angle to make the play. Fairly well thrown ball. for Anderson, overshot him, but Anderson had already turned his head thinking the pass was going to be incomplete. So here we go. 4th and 16 here for the Academics.
Ball at the 20-yard line. And again, they send Hornet wide to the right. Working under center, Javon Moore. The twin wideouts to the right. Cooper's in the slot. Roll right, Moore. Throws left-handed. Comes back near side to Anderson. Anderson trapped at the 25. Slips a tackle. Now he's on the run. Angles down to the 15. Turns it wide. 10, 5 towards the pylon. And he is in for the touchdown. Little hesitation by the officials. Did he go out of bounds? Obviously not. What a run.
That was an amazing play. Dan McLeod had him bottled up in the backfield off the screen play. As you're going to look at Moore, he's a lefty, has to throw against his body. You see McLeod there's got him, had a chance to ankle tackle him, and then the rest was Anderson. Wow, that's all you can say on that great touchdown run by the senior.
Stayed in bounds along that sideline. Just you said it all. That was terrific. What else can you say? The extra point try by Javon Moore is up, and it is good. Academics now lead it by 8 at 20-12. Mr. Anderson has put on a show here in the second half. Another look at Andre Anderson, the senior. Oh, okay. About to come back to us. We took the headsets off for a second. Andre Anderson, terrific touchdown run after the catch on a little screen pass moments ago, recorded as a 20-yarder. He has made a couple of gigantic plays here in the second half, and Academics on top.
You know, and it's funny because we talked about Anderson not being a factor in that first half. Well, he has certainly made himself very present here in the second half. And, you know, that's the danger of a Vaughn, of a Cooper, of an Anderson. They all have that capability of breaking tackles and turning a small gain into a big gain.
And now omnipresent, perhaps. There's a kick to McLeod from the 20 out to the 30 between the hash marks and drop down there. Special teams play pretty good for the Hillhouse Academic as they start to feel pretty good about themselves down in the field. As Derek Gilliam, we've mentioned his name on a couple of occasions now with the special teams tackle.
Well, now it's gut check time for the Redcoats of Berlin. They were able to move the ball, control the clock in the first half. They haven't had that luxury here in the second half. They've got to dig deep, see how bad they want this, to see if they can get down the field and at least put themselves in position to tie the game. They need a touchdown and a two-point conversion to pull even here with 9:19 to go.
Tell you what, if you love this one, you're going to love the one at 5:30. Hand takes on Windsor in the Class L championship game. We'll have live coverage. Throw out to the left. It is caught. Maine dropped immediately after the 3-yard gain on the pass out to the left. One of those passes that will keep the defense honest there a little bit with that throw as Riles made the tackle.
It will. Hillhouse has made really good defensive adjustments here in the second half. And one thing I've also noticed, too, not as much yardage on first down for Berlin here in the second half as opposed to the first half, where they really had themselves manageable situations of 3rd and 5. Now, they did get 4 yards, which is still a very good play on first down.
Good tackle by Riles right there, and a good throw by Williams. There's a snap. McLeod will shovel it upfield, and the run to the near side by Maine. How do you like that play? Across the 40 to the 42-yard line.
Boy, a dangerous pitch right back into the pile, but the defense was following McLeod, who threw the pitch to Maine. Inside little pitch there, able to get the first down.
Fairweather with the tackle. That might be recorded as a pass because he threw it forward, a little shovel forward there, right?
Yep, I would think so.
So McLeod 1 for 1 throwing the football today if they record it that way. You'll have to keep an eye on that stat book.
McLeod, let's see, I think he's 2 for 4 on the season passing, if they call that a pass.
This is Maine taking the snap. Out of the Wildcat, turns it left side. He's hunted down and brought down for a loss back to the 41. We're starting to see the speed of the Academics take over here in the second half. A la Mr. Anderson, of course, and the defensive efforts down below a moment ago by Tino Simpson and company.
Right, the two guys named Moore also playing a big role in that stop there as Maine. The first hit by Adara, and then the Moore boys coming in and helping to make the stop. And for 2nd and long for the Redcoats.
Key thing, there was about 5 defenders around the ball carrier that time. Didn't see that in the first half.
Yes, they did call it a pass, by the way, on the official score sheet. That shovel pass. 2nd
down, 12 to go. Ball at the 41. Williams back to pass. Here comes a rush. He's hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Wow, I was watching the quarterback as he was in trouble. Gilliam got to him again. He comes off that edge so quickly, and pass goes incomplete.
Right, that speed of Hillhouse, you mentioned it's starting to take its toll on Berlin. Able to get to the quarterback, give Williams less timing. He got it off, but he wasn't able to really get a lot of forward momentum into it. He kind of had to do it flat-footed and kind of just throw it over the middle. And it puts Berlin now in a 3rd and long situation.
And Bouchard Neely made a nice catch. 3rd down, 12 to go. Receivers to the left. 2 wings. Williams takes a snap. Penalty marker. And that's going to be a flag against the Redcoats. I think illegal procedure here. False start. Let's see.
False start. Repeat 3rd down.
3rd penalty for Berlin in this ball game. They've all come in the second half as they're beginning to make the mistakes they did not make in the first half. The only thing they haven't done is turn the ball over here in the second half. As Williams is 8 of 15, 77 yards and a touchdown. That coming on the first series of the game for the Redcoats.
He needs to be 9 of 16 for about 92 after this play. They pitch it. They're going to throw it with the option pass. McLeod wants to throw and try to get it back to Williams, and it goes incomplete. That was well covered by the Academics defensively, as Riles had the responsibility of the quarterback and did a nice job.
Yeah, McLeod also got hit, came up a little bit gimpy on that play. They tried to get it all back in one play instead of maybe trying to get half of it back on one play, but as you see McLeod looking back to pass, he got hammered by Terrell Stafford, the junior.
So you would imagine they're going to punt it away. Anderson is back deep, waiting at about the 40. Back pedals to the 38-yard line. Bouchard to kick it. He's punted just a couple of times here today. Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line, and he puts the right foot in the ball. Good high kick, fair catch call for it. Anderson will field it with his hands at about the 33, and that's where they'll put it in play. 1st and 10 after the 30-yard punt without a return.
Bouchard with a nice high kick. Anderson, the safe play, just call the fair catch. Secure it as he did. Don't turn it over. There's only been 1 turnover in this game. It was a fumble in the first half by Hillhouse, by Cooper.
All right, Eyewitness News is always on WFSB.com at your desktop or on the go. Channel 3 is delivering local news when and where you want it. Eyewitness News is on your side. They'll have highlights tonight of this game and all the games played today, Bob.
They will indeed. It's been a good day thus far.
It really has been exciting. This is Cooper, grabbed by the jersey top and driven down to the 31-yard line. That's a loss of a yard or so. A couple of guys in on the tackle for the Berlin Redcoats, including Dante Vassi.
And you know, one thing about these championship games, too, Don, at least in the first 2 games, the big stars of the winning teams have certainly shown, and what a great individual effort today by Ansonia, and their great running back, Arkeel Newsom. He had 237 yards and 3 touchdowns today in their victory over North Branford.
Yeah, he is the real deal, as they say. The Chargers with yet another state championship. Pitch near side Cooper. Cooper looking for the littlest of running room. Spin, stays in bounds, and finally forced out of bounds by Maine. He wanted to stay in so that clock would continue to run and maybe gain that extra yard. Maine made sure he went out of bounds.
Well, one thing that I like about Cooper, he's not afraid of contact. I mean, we've seen him come up the sideline a couple of times where he could just walk out of bounds and just take the safe play. Instead, he's trying to stay in bounds, getting positive yards, and this will be a big 3rd down situation here for the Redcoats. They need a big stop here as we're nearing the halfway point of quarter number 4. They're down 8 for the Academics.
Cooper might have watched some old film of Floyd Little when he was in a Hillhouse uniform.
Please reset the 25-second clock.
Of course, now in the Hall of Fame. Played at Syracuse, and Floyd Little Athletic Center named after Floyd Little. Outstanding running back at Hillhouse.
Number 44.
Indeed. Did quite well with the Denver Broncos, too. This is Moore coming to the near side. 40, 45, midfield, through midfield, on the run, breaks away, down to the 20, and he is in for the touchdown. Wow, where did that come from? 63 yards and a score by Javon Moore.
Probably the backbreaker in this game, as it's been all Hillhouse here in the second half. Missed one tackle, cut inside, and then, as we said in the open, speed kills. And Moore goes the distance for the touchdown that adds to Hillhouse's lead.
Physical play of Berlin in the first half that built them a 6-point lead. The speed of the Academics here in the second half, and they have a 14-point lead. Now Moore's got to kick it after running all that way downfield for 63 in the score.
I'm sure he's okay with that.
Left-footed kick on its way. It is up, and it is good. And Hillhouse, the lead grows to 27-12 with 6:14 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
3 plays, 67 yards, and 58 seconds, as it looks like the Academics are on their way to their second title in 3 years.
Best to see these true colors and follow one of your false virtues. Say a secret to make you think. Why?
All right, I tell you what, the Academics from Hillhouse, the band down below, they came marching in the Rentschler field here today. They got their mascot in attendance, and I'll tell you what, it has been a whale of a performance, in particular here in the second half. And of course, up next, Windsor and Daniel Hand, live 5:30 right here from Rentschler. That's going to be a great one. I'm sticking around. Here comes a kick left to right. This is McLeod out to the 30, to the 34, and driven down right there. And that's where the Redcoats will try to battle back from a 15-point deficit.
All right, that game will start about an hour after this one is over. So 5:30 is approximate. I mean, we're already at 20 of 5, so it'll probably be more like 6 o'clock, a little after. They'll get that game going. But that'll be interesting. Another CCC team playing in the finals. The other team, of course, is Berlin.
Two outstanding athletic programs. All right, let's see what the Redcoats have in the bank. Do they have that quick strike? They flick it along. Run out to the left side. Terenzoni trying to turn the corner, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds on the far side. Moved it across the 40. Let's see where they'll spot him out of bounds. Looks like they're going to put it out toward the 45. That was a terrific run, and, well, they'll place it back to the 43 there, Bob.
That's a good run on first down. That's just the 6th carry of the season. They've all come in the postseason. Of course, one of the big stories for Berlin as we take a look at the reverse by Terenzoni. No Justin Gombats since the first game against Bulliard Havens when he sprained an ankle. He is in uniform. His ankle's taped up. And it just shows you how much depth this Berlin team has. And you mentioned about the big play capability. We just haven't seen it today. It's been slow matriculation down the field by Berlin. They haven't had that big hitter in this game yet.
They talk about Gombats out. What did he mean to this program offensively? 1,159 yards coming in, 16 touchdowns. That is a lot of firepower out of your lineup.
Yeah, and he also had 15 catches, too, and a couple of touchdowns.
So third down. Berlin obviously in the two-down mindset if they need it here with under 6 minutes left. And they'll hand it off to Maine, and that defense of Hillhouse will stop him in his tracks, and they're going to need that extra down to get it done. Well, it's been an impressive second half by the Academics. They're getting physical.
They are, and they're using their speed to get off the ball quick, and their conditioning. They have beaten Berlin at the line of scrimmage this second half.
Terrell Fairweather in that last tackle, by the way, flexing his muscles as the big linebacker for the Academics. Williams will work out of the gun. They need a couple for the first down, and they're not going to get it. That defense shooting gaps left and right, and Maine dropped back at the 39 for a loss, and Hillhouse will take over on downs with a chance to put this one perhaps far out of reach.
You know, Don, in the 3 games that we've had thus far, this being the third game, of course, the better team has taken control of each game in the second half. Here at Hillhouse, being the favorite in this game, they've done exactly that as the Redcoats had their chance in the first half to really take control of this game, and they didn't, and it's come back to bite them.
You know, you're so right. All about mindset, too. Think about it. Hillhouse fumbles the ball away when they're going in for an apparent score. Stopped at the 1. Redcoats with all the psyche on their side. Hillhouse somehow finds a way back. Anderson sparks it with a big run to continue a drive. They cash in and score, and all of a sudden, things have turned around here.
Well, I look at 2 plays in this game. The play just before halftime, they either could have kicked the field goal, which they went for, or gone for it. Now, there's no guarantee they would have gotten a touchdown, but they came up empty, and then the 4th down play at their own 30 that they didn't get. Those are the 2 biggest plays of the game right now.
Absolutely. Really swung the momentum into the favor of the Academics. Now they're trying to grind it downfield as they carry inside the 35 to the 33. They unravel as, guess who? Harold Cooper, the ball carrier. He's dependable. He's been dependable all year long, all career long with the Academics. Look at Anderson.
You know, when you read the quotes in the paper about Hillhouse, they read about being the family. They've been around all season long. Like Berlin, it started in January in the weight room to get ready for this season. They've all come together. They've worked hard to get to this point. Now it's a matter of who wants it more, who's able to execute better. And thus far here in the second half, it's been the Academics.
Javon Moore, big touchdown run of 63. They've used a big play today for 2 of their scores. Also a 62-yard pass of the young man carrying the football right here, Cooper. And he stood up at about the 30-yard line. They'll give him the forward progress there. Actually never brought down as he was pushed back beyond the 35 to the 37.
And Don, with what we're seeing too, I mean, this is part of, so far, been a great weekend for the SCC. Xavier winning last night. Hillhouse looking like they're going to win this game. And then, of course, the big game tonight with Daniel Hand to have 3 titles of the 4. If that plays out that way, great weekend for the conference.
Absolutely. Let's see what the Academics do. 3rd down and short. They need about a yard for the 1st down. Wings left and right. Javon Moore to work under center. Watching that clock tick down towards game end. He's under center now, man in motion. They hand it off. Anderson going right side, turns the corner, 1st down, and plows his way to the 23. Boy, I thought he took off a little soon there before the snap, but his timing was perfection on the snap and the handoff, 1st down carry.
Yeah, all that work in practice at perfect timing. Anderson getting it, and then just using his speed to get to the corner. McLeod couldn't stay with him speed-wise, able to get positive yards and move the chains again as we're down inside of 3.5 minutes to go.
Hillhouse, 2 bumps in the road, lost to Xavier, lost to Hand. Not too bad. Top 2 teams in the state. Just about everybody's playbook. And they almost beat the Falcons. I mean, they lost by a point in a wild one, 50-49. Tigers did a pretty good job on him. Daniel Hand, head coach Steve Philippone, really one of the reasons why we're here playing these state championship games here. Of course, Leroy Williams, part of the CIAC, as the football committee director, and Paul Hoey and the whole gang. But he wanted this playoff system when he's talking about Steve Philippone, gathered all his fellow coaches. They voted through, and lo and behold, here we are for championship Saturday at Rentschler.
And it culminates here at Rentschler Field. And yes, they should play the games here. Some argue, say, well, they're playing in front of 38,000 empty seats. Kids don't care because it's all about them. They get geeked to play here. The Massachusetts guys come out and play their championships at Gillette Stadium. High schools all over the country play their finals in big stadiums.
Pitch left, Cooper. Inside the 15, tumble down towards the 13-yard line. Just grinding it downfield right now. Yeah, you're right. They deserve the showcase facility. And, of course, this is a wonderful, wonderful facility here in the state of Connecticut.
Yeah, and one thing, too, for a lot of these guys, some of them will go on to play college football, the D2, the D3, and some will be fortunate enough to maybe play Division I football. But for them to culminate their careers, particularly the seniors, to be able to play here and saying, hey, I got to play my last game at Rentschler Field, that's a big deal to those kids.
And how about the grounds crew? They've done a terrific job on this field. We had miserable weather rain-wise last night for the Class LL game. Rained all day today, and for this Class M championship, it's in pristine condition. It's been beautiful. This is Anderson on the carry, down inside the 10 towards the 9-yard line, and they treat you so nicely here at Rentschler Field.
Hey, let's sort down to Karen and
Guys,
get some thoughts here as we wind down this contest. Karen?
Guys, talk about a role reversal in this 4th quarter. The Berlin sideline is in disbelief. Coach Capodice is urging Kevin Main to get his defense started, lead them back into this game. He's trying all he can. Let's get back to you guys.
Great job, Karen, down
Please
below.
reset the 25-second clock.
Had a chance to meet Karen prior to the start of the game. The first occasion
What do we have?
to do that. I've watched her live and in color on CPTV Sports throughout the winter, actually fall months as we move into the winter months now, and just a terrific job on the sideline. She gets it. She knows what it's all about, and really enjoy her coverage. So
You
good
know,
work,
I
Karen.
dug up some stuff on her this week. I guess she's a USC kid. Shows up on USC on YouTube, interviewing some USC people. Of course, that's one of the storied football programs in all of college football. Let's give props to the CPTV Sports crew. Each and every Friday night, they go out live. Steve, Sean, Karen, the production staff, the truck people, they work their tails off to get this job done. And what they've taken on this weekend is a huge undertaking. 12 hours of football coverage. It's been terrific.
They have done a terrific job under some unexpected pressure, perhaps last night and throughout the early morning hours here today, to deliver this live product to all of you folks. Unprecedented 12 hours of live football coverage as that ball down inside the 5 towards the 3-yard line. Yeah, they have done a terrific job. They really have.
Are you basically saying there's going to be very few people getting up early tomorrow?
Yes, I think you're right there, Robert. I think they're all going to sleep and deserve it. So
Yeah, that indeed. Kudos to all the camera folks, and of course we continue it, starting our winter coverage next week. I know we've got lots of basketball planned next week, the Doc Hurley Classic next weekend.
Better throw some hockey into that scheduling too.
I hope so. I know you, like myself, big hockey people.
Absolutely. Love the basketball. Love it all. Terrific. Third down here for the Academic as they push closer and closer to putting this game way out of reach. Look at Cooper. Leg straight towards the end zone and in for the touchdown from 3 yards out. His third score of the day. 2 on the ground and 1 through the air. And all of a sudden now we have a 33-12 score. Academics on top of Berlin. Under a minute remaining here in the contest.
Just the capper to a terrific second half of football by Hillhouse. They've made their adjustments. They got their wheels back. They got stopped at the goal line. You thought maybe it would stop some momentum. And instead, they get the stop on fourth down and outscore the Redcoats 27-0 here in the second half. And pending the extra point, it'll be 28, but 21 of those coming here in the fourth quarter as Hillhouse on their way to their second state title in 3 years. And a lot of joy on the sidelines and hugs abound as you see Cooper. One tackle, McLeod had him, and then he just dragged the pile. And then he did get a little help from his quarterback at the goal line to finish the run.
It has been exciting. Academics now leading it by the score of 34-12. They have scored 28 unanswered here in the second half to pull away from Berlin High School. And, of course, what a post-game show we have in store for you. Highlights and more, some post-game analysis, and a little bit of a break leading up to the Class L championship game live right here on CPTV Sports. Bob's expecting a 6 o'clock kickoff, right?
Roughly. I mean, we'll see. They'll do the awards ceremony down in the field, so probably, I'm just guessing here, 6:15.
Kick away, high end over end. McLeod will field it to the 15, towards the 20, and brought down in the open field. Special teams play made by Corey Maddox, is a sophomore, 5'6", 150, listed as a defensive back quarterback. Is he the quarterback of the future for the Academic?
That'll be interesting to see. Hey, while we have a minute, let's give thanks to both John Capodice and Tom Dyer for all their help in getting us ready for these games. Terrific job by the coaches. We thank them for their time to allow us to do these games here on CPTV and help get us prepared for these broadcasts.
And I want to thank you, all your legwork, and using the email service to get it over to me, Robert.
Nothing like good MP3s, right?
Absolutely. Loved it.
You're welcome.
That's right. No, and I really do appreciate it. That's Maine going straight ahead. Got a couple. It's nice to work with a true professional. Well, second down. Berlin's just going to watch that clock tick on down. I got a feeling maybe one more play. Run one more, coach. Run one more. Indeed they will. Or will they not? They do. The snap. Run right. Maine to the sideline. Hillhouse, the Academics, the Gatorade flies down below, and they are your 2012 Class M champions as they come away with a 34-12 win over Berlin. And a job well done by the Academics, and congratulations to Tommy Dyer and the gang.
You know, they didn't even wait till the final play was over. They were already dousing Dyer as the play was coming right at him. But a happy bunch of kids from New Haven, and a terrific second half by Hillhouse as they take advantage of the missed opportunities by Berlin and become state champs for the second time in 3 years.
Look at that down below as the celebration continues. Well, they win one in 2010. They don't make the playoffs last year, and of course they come back here in 2012 in resounding fashion, taking on a very competitive Berlin team, Bob. And just a well-played game. You'd mentioned a couple of times, really the most competitive game we've had thus far of the three that are now completed here, presented by the CIAC.
Yeah, I don't think the score is going to be indicative of how close this game was. I mean, Hillhouse scored a touchdown with 30 seconds to go. They easily could have taken a knee and put the game away. They chose to score, and that's fine. But, for the better part of 3/4 of this game into the fourth quarter, there was still a lot to be decided. But Hillhouse, as the first two games have went, the better team has taken over late and finished the job.
The Academics won a championship in 1985. This is now their fifth as we move on to 2012. Congratulations to both teams, and we got quite a post-game show in store for you right here on CPTV Sports.
Oh, Joe. Oh, love it like you don't know. Good, we're going to use him. Now, what are we doing when you come back? Am I throwing to her interview? I don't know. I have both channels up. I don't care. And it's bright. It's bright like sun, right, Karen Bright?
All seniors on the hash, please. At this time, we present
We're going to go 65 on that clock. 65 before the next game, so they give you that extra 5 minutes, okay?
Yeah, it did the first
we
time.
We will present medals to all other athletes at a later time. At this time, medals are being presented to seniors.
Two things people want right now. When you won, you want your trophy. When you lost, you want out.
I would like the head coach of Berlin and captains.
Don't you want me to go to a break first? When they come, get them set up?
To receive the runner-up trophy on a great season.
I'm going to ask the kid what coach said to them at halftime. 12-6 you were down. What coach tell you at halftime?
Wait, I can't hear you. I'm going to have to do this.
No. Why? I'm not getting on the mic?
So we're waiting to do the walk-off coach.
Oh, so what are we doing right now? We're going to cap it up?
Who got it? Oh, okay, the losing coach did. Okay. Are we in break right now? Karen Bright. Okay.
To come forward as we present the 2012 Class M State Champion, Hillhouse High School.
Here we go. And welcome back to Rentschler Field. The final, Hillhouse defeating Berlin 34-12. Glenn Conticello, Sal Centurino back with you here field side. And Sal, what a different half in the second half compared to the first. Berlin controlled the game in that first half. We spoke about it. We said they needed to do the exact same thing in the second half. They did not do that.
No, I mean, second 24 minutes of this game were very, very different from the first half. I mean, they came out, they drove down the field. Hillhouse had the ball on the 1 yard line again, and they get stopped. They don't get in. And then after that, everything changed.
The key play was the decision by John Capodice to go for it on fourth down from his own 23-yard line. That's going to keep him up nights for a very long time.
It was certainly a changing moment. I mean, they're on their own 23-yard line. It's fourth down. There's a lot of time left. We're still in the third quarter. They don't make the first down, which, I mean, it was a real close play, but they came up short. They gave them a short field. Now Hillhouse is coming back in, and sure enough, they end up scoring.
Well, they're going to be talking about that move for a while in Berlin, not getting that fourth down. Now, a lot of people will say it's only a couple of inches. You got to believe you're going to get it, but I think the risk is not worth the reward.
Again, I mean, coach's decision on the field, heat of the moment, he made that decision. I know he'll live with that, and that's what he thought was the right thing to do. But there was a lot of football game left still. There was a lot of things that still could happen for Berlin during the game. Big plays, though. Hillhouse came up third or fourth. It was 4th and 18. They roll out to the right. They throw back to the left. They end up scoring off of it.
Well, let's go field side. Karen Bright, another member of our broadcast team, is standing by with the head coach of the Berlin Redcoats.
Coach, your team performed tonight under very tough competitive conditions. What are you going to tell them after this?
They did a great job. Our seniors had an outstanding season. They led by example all year round, and they played a tremendous game today.
And that special group of seniors you talked to me about earlier, what are you going to tell them?
Best in luck in their future endeavors. They're tremendous kids. They learned a lot in our Berlin football program, and they'll have that Berlin pride forever.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
All right, Karen, thanks very much. Well, obviously he's not a happy man. The Redcoats gave it a great effort. Again, I was pretty confident in Berlin at halftime, but they just did not finish the second half, obviously, the way they played the first.
Yeah, I mean, it was two different halves. I mean, let's talk about it right from the beginning, though. They're missing Gombots. They put a bunch of guys in the backfield.
That wasn't an issue, though, in the first half with that running back by committee, though. Gombots, really, him not playing wasn't a factor in my mind.
No, I can agree with you there, but again, I mean, they were missing him, but they did come out. They're driving the ball. They're moving the ball around. They had a couple of penalties there. The penalties did hurt them. They got in a couple of long down situations that, they ended up throwing the football with something in the first half they really didn't do. They were run, and in the second half there were a couple of times where they put themselves in a situation where they threw the football and they came up short. So it started to change a little bit, and then the momentum started to change. I think the first thing was, like we said, the short field. Then after that, another big play for them on offense. Hillhouse comes back, and they run a jet sweep to one side. They end up getting the first down. The momentum continues to build. They come back with the screen play, so they started to get it going. And once they did, I don't think Hillhouse ever looked back. I mean, they started to feel it inside, and they just kept on driving away.
That one play late when Berlin was trying to stop Hillhouse on a drive, and Andre Anderson made a lot out of nothing, and he scored a touchdown on that pass that you mentioned. They had him stopped short of the first down, but I don't know how he did it to get free and obviously get in the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, he completely changed direction. He went from the left side of the field, reversed back, lost a couple of yards during that change of direction, and then took to the other complete side of the football field and beat everybody to the end zone.
We haven't even mentioned Javon Moore. What a game he had at quarterback for Hillhouse. He rushed for over 100 yards, rushed for a touchdown, threw for a touchdown. What a great game.
Yeah, I mean, he showed his athletic ability all over the football field. When he got the corner on that one run play, I mean, he took it to the end zone and left three people behind him. Early in the game in the first half, he finds his guy open in the middle of the field, throws the football, 62 yards touchdown, and in my opinion, even on the screen play, that's another great pass by him, rolling out to one side, throwing the football back to the other side, making a great play, and then they take it to the end zone.
Well, Hillhouse did not make the playoffs last year after 2010 winning the Class M title. They missed the playoffs last year, and as I said in the pregame, they regrouped, retooled in the offseason, and they win it again in 2012.
Yeah, they look great. They finished strong. They did exactly what we talk about. You got to play football for 48 minutes, and those guys certainly did that tonight.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back and hopefully talk with Tom Dyer and as well the player of the game from Hillhouse. Again, there's the final. Class M goes to Hillhouse 34-12 over Berlin. We'll return to Rentschler Field after this here on CPTV Sports.
Coach and who else? They didn't announce a player in the game. More?
Give me more. Wait.
They got to tell them. They come with something else. Hello?
You got here for? Were you here for this game?
A couple minutes.
They're coming over. You staying for the next one?
Yeah.
It should be a good game.
Yeah, it should.
Are you kidding me?
Here, take your mic. All right, see if it works.
Test. One,
Okay,
two,
so
three,
whoever you
4.
have over there,
Test.
to him. Yep. Okay. Coach, over here. This is more important. We're live. We're live, tell him. He's got to come to us. Over here.
Hey, you're going to sit on this side, Javon. Congratulations. Thank you. Good job. We'll do it the same as we did the last one, right?
That touchdown by Andre, did they call that a pass or was it a lateral?
You rolled out and passed. See? He's a quarterback. He's going to say exactly what I said. Absolutely. No. When you rolled out and threw it back, that's a pass. No. You threw for two and absolutely. He threw for two and ran.
Just grab him. Sean won't go get him. He's scared. The head coach. And I told him that. I don't care. All right, how much this segment, and I'm throwing to another break. All right, stand by. Back at Rentschler Field, there's the final here in the Class M. Hillhouse defeating Berlin 34-12, and one of the key reasons why the Academics picked up their second title in 3 years. This young man sitting to my left, Javon Moore, the senior quarterback. First and foremost, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You missed the playoffs last year after winning the title in 2010. It had to be a bitter pill to swallow, missing the playoffs last year. So with that year off, missing the playoffs, what did you do personally to get your team to help lead your team back to this point?
Off season, we worked hard all off season. That's all it really is. All the lifting, all the sprints, everything just came down to right now. Want to know every week. We made it.
Well, Javon, you rushed for over 100 yards. Officially on the stats, they only gave you one touchdown pass, but you're saying it was two. Yeah. We're saying it was two. Maybe there's a mistake on the official stats, but bottom line, you were outstanding.
Thank you.
Well, how does it feel to be a champ again?
Oh, I can't answer that question. Like, my mind is boggled right now. I can't answer that question. It feels great, though. It's a great feeling. It feels great.
Javon, let me ask you a question. It's 12-6 at halftime. They're doing a great job defensively. It kind of slowed you guys down a little bit from what we expected. What did Coach say to you guys in the locker room?
He didn't say nothing. He just, no X and O's, no changes. Just play with heart. That's all he said. Just play with heart. We're not changing nothing. Just heart. That's all it really was. Pick it up on defense. That's all it is.
Well, the way Berlin played in the first half, you go in the locker room at halftime. What does Coach tell you guys to try and regroup?
He didn't say nothing at all to you. He said just, as a team, just pick it up together. He left it up to the seniors to get the team up together. Just play with heart. That's all he said.
What did you guys say on the sideline when you saw Berlin lining up to go for it on fourth down from their own 23-yard line? Were you guys shocked? Were you saying, well, we expect them to do that? What was your feeling?
Well, we know they're a gutsy team. A couple of years ago, they went for a fake punt. We stopped them. That gave us that advantage. Last year, we capitalized on it. Well, we know what they're about. They're going to go for it all. So, hey, we're not shocked. We just got to bowl out Hillhouse football.
That we felt here, Sal and I felt that was a key turning point in this game. Obviously, if Berlin gets that first down, they keep possession, and obviously they have a 6-point lead. That was huge, but as I said to Sal, I thought the risk was not worth the reward. Even if they get the first down, there's no guarantee they're going to get another first down. They're still going to have to punt it away to you eventually. But if they don't get it, exactly what happened, they gave you the ball back on their own 23, and I think it was 4 or 5 plays later, you're in the end zone.
Yeah.
Was it that easy for you?
Well, hey, the coach made a decision. You got to respect that. We just played our ball, capitalized on their mistakes, and just ball it out, man. It's college football, man.
Javon Moore, the senior quarterback for the Hillhouse Academics. Congratulations on another championship.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a break here on CPTV Sports. We'll come back and continue on here from Rentschler Field. Javon Moore and his Hillhouse Academics defeating the Berlin Redcoats for the Class M championship. We'll be right back. Okay, we're clear. Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
job.
you. Good job. Congratulations.
Very good.
Thank you. Have a nice night, John.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Test
Mike went dead. That's
1,
why
2, 3, 4. Oh, I didn't know.
All right, if we can get the head coach, we'll get the head coach.
Is that why you asked the same question?
Yeah.
I was like,
They wanted to do 2 separate things.
All right, so get me.
He's ready.
Yep.
hey, when you did it, I'm like,
I know.
asking the same question again.
I never heard you.
Hey, he looked at you. He wasn't sure what to do.
I don't have stats.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I
Okay.
done?
We're going to have to read the stats off the screen.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we'll look
no
at
one
it.
ran it down, but
Did you write them down?
no, I said no one ran it down. Last
Well,
time.
you're going to have to read them off the screen.
I'll try.
Take a step down and look as best you can. I don't have anything. Get your pen out. Ready? You want to write this down? You have your pen?
What's time I got?
I have that. Hold on. Just throw it. Just throw it. Wait a minute. Hold on. Quick, write this. Whose passing yards is that? Okay. Hold on. He doesn't have his pen out yet. Okay, ready? So here's Hillhouse. HH, passing yards. How many? 90. Berlin's 86. Rushing, oh, there it is right there. Rushing yards. We can see it. Yeah, I can see that. You can see that, right? Oh, it just went away. Leave it up.
Yeah, I can just lean forward and read it off of there. Is that right?
Yeah, read right off of it. We have to go 9 minutes this segment.
What, right now?
Yep. You got to get me the coach.
9 minutes.
Can you just go grab the coach and say we're live on TV? We need him.
Do another.
Tom.
He's got it. What's his first name? Coach Dyer.
Pick your mic up. Pick your mic up.
That's all right. Congratulations, Coach. He just won his state championship.
And we're back at Rentschler Field. Hillhouse defeating Berlin for the Class M championship 34-12. They were down 12-6 at the half. This gentleman sitting next to me, the head coach for the Academics. You're down by 6 at the half, Coach. What you tell your team?
You know what? There wasn't a lot of X's and O's going on. We were really playing without passion, and I think in the second half we played with a lot of passion, and we played the kind of football that people were used to seeing from Hillhouse High School. We were really lacking that heart, and I was real glad the way the kids responded today. They really stepped up. Our senior class especially, our linebackers, Terrell Fairweather, Fasten Hidaria, and our safety, Andre Anderson. Those guys really rallied some of the guys and got them going in the second half, and I couldn't be more proud.
I'll tell you, the game's got to be played for 48 minutes. The first half, I mean, they really did a good job. I mean, I thought defensively they came after you a little bit and they were slowing you down. Gave you a couple of different looks. I mean, offensively they did a couple of things too, which were kind of interesting. What did you think of that in the first half, what they were doing?
I think Berlin had a great game plan. Coach Capodice does a great job with his staff. We were fortunate to only let up 12 points in the first half. We were in a game similar to that 2 years ago where we only ran 8 plays and a half and then really only ran 25 plays for a game against a really solid North Haven team, and that really cost us going to the playoffs last year. So we just knew we needed to stop. We talked about it at halftime. We needed to stop. We needed to come out. We needed to make a stop on defense. We did. We got the 4th down stop, and then after that, our kids, the momentum kind of started going from there.
Your point of view in that first half, I felt, and I'm no expert, but I felt Berlin had control of the game in the first half. That's why they led by 6 at the half. What did they do so well in that first half?
They did the fundamentals better. Fundamentally, we were not strong in the first half. We did not block well on offense. We missed a few blocks, but we only ran 9 plays. And on defense, we weren't taking on blocks, getting off blocks, and most importantly, we were not tackling well. And I think that really played a key factor into why we were down 12-6 at the half. We have a lot of talented players, and they realized, hey, we got to come play football. Berlin's not going to lay over today.
Coach, how about in the second half? We get down to the 1-yard line. We try to get in, and they stop us short.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's part of the game. They made a play. I thought we had a great play call. Coach Bond called a great play for us there. And, they got more push on us down there. And you know what? That's why it's a state championship. They wouldn't be here if they weren't a state championship caliber football team. We didn't get in, but our defense held up. We kept the field position there, and then we answered. We rang the bell after that.
Let's talk about field position. Ball's on the 23-yard line. It's 4th down. All of a sudden you look, and they're going to go for it. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking, awesome. Let's get a stop. Let's get this ball back. Here we go. We were fortunate. The way they were running the ball the whole game, why wouldn't you? But at the same time, somebody asked me that same question a couple minutes ago, and our backs could score from 60 or 10 yards out. We got big playability. We're not one of those, we can grind it out if need be, but, most of our runs this year, there's very few runs that Harold Cooper or Andre Anderson have had for 2 yards. Most of their touchdown runs have been 20 yards plus.
How about that one play with Andre Anderson? You guys trying to get that first down. You not only get a first down, he gets it in for the touchdown on that pass. Looked like he was going to be stopped.
Just like we drew it up.
Coach, that's what I was going to ask you. On the script, was that your 4th and 18 play that you had written up?
The tackle goes this way, he goes this way, cuts back and goes there. No, we're fortunate. I mean, Andre's a special player. There's a reason why he was an all-state basketball player, a coach's all-state last year, player also in football. I think he's one of the best football players in the state of Connecticut in my mind. Between him and Harold running the ball on offense, and the dynamic big playability that each of them offer whenever they're split out or they're in the box. It's fortunate. That was an individual effort. Those type of individual efforts today are what put us over the hump and to beat a good Berlin team today.
Coach, when you were running the ball, I thought between the tackles they were pretty tough. I mean, inside it was pretty good, and when you were running jet sweep, I thought you were getting the edge.
Yeah, the jet sweep, we were able to get the edge. They packed the box. They were worried about us just pounding inside between the tackles. So, we went to some of our over formations and really started getting the ball out to the perimeter.
I thought, in combination with that, you didn't throw the ball a bunch, but when you did, you certainly were effective.
I think we're averaging 400-something yards on the ground. To me, 3 things happen when you pass the ball. 2 of them are bad. 1, you catch it, that's great. Drop it, an interception. So we keep it on the ground. It's been our game plan. It's brought us some success. Great running game, great defense, and great special teams.
Tom, you win the class championship in 2010. Last year, I know you said you felt you were a playoff team last year. It didn't work out. How difficult was that for you and your team, knowing that you didn't make the playoffs last year, yet you felt you were a good enough team?
I think we had the talent to work there. I think what we did, I think as somebody used the term, we got fat. We got fat from eating kind of thing. We weren't hungry enough to be back there again. And I think some of the work that we put in, all of us from top down, me all the way down, we just kind of expected to be there again with the talent we had. And then when we didn't get there, we realized you can take nothing for granted. We have to prepare. You have to prepare starting in January. This championship didn't start in August. This championship started in January with seniors like Brandon Randall, Equan Jenkins, Tino Simpson. Those guys lifting in the weight room, working hard, those things like that. Tevin Roberts, those guys working hard are the reason why we were playing in the game today.
Well, you have so many weapons on offense. We talk about Cooper. We talk about Anderson. Obviously, Moore as well. You're going to be losing a couple of kids because of graduation. You have backup ready to step right in?
I don't think you can replace Javon Moore in all he does. I mean, he's our punter, he's our kicker, he's our quarterback, he's an all-league safety, all-league corner. Javon, he's going to be sorely missed. I mean, he started since his freshman year here for us, and I'm going to miss the Moore family as a whole because his brother played for us before. We're losing 14 seniors. Anytime an M school loses 14 seniors, especially as many that are starting, you don't replace them. You just hope other guys step up and turn into their own great ball players, and we'll adjust our schemes to fit our personnel.
We talked to Javon before you came over here, and it was really interesting. I mean, the kid's got, a lot of spirit, a lot of heart, big smile on his face, obviously just winning a championship. But the big thing he said to us is it's all about heart. He said, Coach taught us it's all about heart, being together.
You know what? We preach a family atmosphere, and there's days, they're mad at me. There's days I'm mad at them. But in the end, we realized we had a common set of goals, and we were all on the same page of where we wanted to go and what we wanted to do. And today, I was real happy we were able to kind of reach that goal, winning a state championship today.
Well, Tom, congratulations. Didn't make it last year, but you get back to the playoffs this year, and you went right to the championship game, and you won it. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
The Hillhouse Academics, winners of the Class M 2012 state championship here at Rentschler Field. Tom Dyer, the head coach, leading his academics to the championship. We want to take a look at the stats for the game today, and there you see, those are the, it says first half stats, but that's actually the final numbers. Passing numbers you see there, pretty even, Sal.
Yeah, both sides of the football. I mean, you take a look at it. I mean, passing yards, 90 to 86. I mean, rushing yards, 249 to 159. I mean, a lot of those yards, though, when you look at Hillhouse, that's in the second half.